hear me. Right, there we go. You can't hear me. I turned it on before I turned on the microphone, so that's me. It's not a mistake. I just did it because it hit 16:30, 4:30. I said I'm supposed to be here. Here I am. Here I am. I turned it on before I turned on the microphone. Here I am. So that's me. It's not a mistake. I just welcome to the introduction. Here I am. Hello in chat. Marisol, Daily Mail, Fiona Gregory, Funky 82, Pauline Baker, Kilted. Hello, Kilted. We haven't got such a huge crowd here today because I just jumped on quick, didn't let you know what's happening, but I'll let you know what's happening tomorrow straight away now. Tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, we've got 4 p.m. GMT, 4 p.m. UTC. We've got an interview with an American friend of mine who I like. He's a nice person, and she believes a load of stuff that I've not really got into, don't know about. So I'm not going to say, oh, I believe in goblins or I believe in Bigfoot, but she does. So she's going to tell us about it. Now, I don't want anyone to get cross with her and angry and like, oh, you're stupid, you think stupid things, it's not real. I think it'd be just interesting to hear opinions and ideas, where they come from, what she thinks. It'd just be making an interesting episode, won't it? So I'm going to be open-minded in the same way as I've been open-minded to tarot reading and I've been open-minded to anything and open-minded to the idea that Paul might be innocent. Then, you know, I'll be open-minded to stuff. So that's what's happening tomorrow. Right now, today, we've got something slightly different. When I say slightly different, we've got the Nicola Bulley CCTV now. Now, a few of you will know that last night I went on my B-side channel. So, yesterday we did Thus. It was quite a fun episode. It degenerated into madness, and it won't go on the full Thus playlist for posterity, but it was good. Look, Thus podcast gets out of hand, Narc's gone wild. There's me dancing. I mean, it just did get out of hand, didn't it? So, you even made me put the I Don't Know Murder as a thumbnail. That's on you. So that was interesting. The Walking Gate, yeah, the Walking Gate. God, we're going to get to this. We're going to get to this. I need all of you in chat as well. I need your voices to remind me of things. I'm particularly tired. Let me tell you for why. So last night we did Thus, and then afterwards, a lot of people in chat during the show said, Nicola Bulley, new CCTV released. We need to see it. We need to have a look. Sorry, not this one. Sorry, not this one. Marsh Farm Hall, teleportation. We need to have a look. And I should open the... See, I'm not even prepared. I'm very tired. I'll tell you for why. This is from Grizzly True Crime, isn't it? Grizzly True Crime. Let me just get it up for purposes of showing you what we're talking about. So they uploaded a video yesterday, or streamed it yesterday. Nicola Bulley full screen, last seen CCTV footage. It's got the word full in it. This has even annoyed me now. I didn't notice this before until now. I'll move out the way so you can see. Let me just move this. I can see all that. Okay. So it says the word full in it, which is clickbait, because she wants people to think it's the full CCTV video, because that's what you search for, CCTV full. But it's full screen last seen CCTV footage. It's not full footage. I don't know what's going on with Grizzly. I laid into her so hard last night. I gave her the lickings of a dog. And that's basically, so I wanted to watch the video last night, so that I could see it, so I could get into my mind what I think, so that I could then do a live episode this morning today, which is what we're doing now. Hello, Magda. Hello, everyone. Miscellaneous. Some of you have already seen that video, which is cool. I'm going to introduce everyone to it now. On the B side, so I've got Super Chuffer. This is my main channel. If you go there to channels on the Super Chuffer channel, it brings up all these other channels that I run.
I couldn't be happier. Swish and then whoosh.
I haven't got the tippies thing ready. I'm not quite ready today, am I? Swish and then whoosh. Paul and Kim bought me a coffee. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Paul and Kim. Thank you. That's really nice. Thanks. That'll pay for more than my lunch. I'm actually going to start chipping things towards the cat's procedure. The cat's in today. That's a timeout, slightly different story. The cat's gone into the vet today. They've had him in. They've not put him down. So he's going to be having this drip, and hopefully it will not cure his kidneys. It won't fix him, but it'll give us a bit more time. So hopefully he's going to come back in a day or two and be happier. It's going to cost a bit of money, but it's one of those unforeseen bills, but it just is what it is. So thank you very much for that. It really helps me at this moment. Grizzly True Crime, right? Put up this video. So I wanted to watch it and react to it, but I didn't want to do it on the main channel because I didn't know what was going to happen. It wasn't a proper episode. I didn't even know if I was going to be happy with the react or anything. So I've got this other B-side channel. I call it a B-side, Battery Exhausted. When I first started on YouTube, this was my very first channel, and I just used it. You can't search by oldest anymore, but I just used it to upload sort of scrapbooky videos, family stuff. That's me being interviewed on Match of the Day.
The boys played really well today. I
felt that we could have spread the ball throughout the midfield a little more. But, you know, keeping possession and at the end of the day, not conceding any goals is the most important thing in Premier League football. So that's me having a little match of the day interview for fun with one of those back. So where'd you put that video? I put it on that channel. I went to an art gallery, I filmed some stuff, a trip to London, you know, it was that sort of channel. And then as I got going on YouTube, I used it as a sort of B-side space for some stuff I'd recorded, some stuff I'd made. There's a little song I did about the dog, the old dog. Give me the world, but the world is a waste. Bless her. That's her on her last days, looking skinny, eating steak out of a tin foil in the woods. That's her as a puppy. Yeah, so thank you, We Are One. Thank you for the £10 super chat. That's going right at the top of the list there. You're right up there on the list. Thank you. And the Flying Avocado. We've got the vegans in chat. So yeah, I used this as a scrapbook channel. You know, uploaded all sorts of different things. Ended up doing some vegan videos, some videos from the allotment, just stuff like that. And then after I went away from YouTube for a bit and came back, I used it as a place to put some edited stuff. I don't use it for that anymore. It's gone back to being a bit scrapbooky, a bit B-side. It's easier to call it the B-side because you know what's on the B-side? Well, just the stuff that didn't make it onto the main album, that sort of stuff. So I like recently did this video called Burger Kitchen. I'm just shilling for myself at this point, but I just wanted you to get a feel for what's on this video. Like, this is a Gordon Ramsay episode that I edited all the words out, except for the word burger.
California burger. Burger.
Okay.
Burger Kitchen.
It's
a £1 burger. The burger restaurant. Yes.
Burger.
Burger. Burger. Burger. Shocking. Burger. Burger. I don't know what to think anymore. Burger.
So, you know, just little stupid edits and stuff, battery exhausted. So anyway, if you click live there, last night I went live to review this, and oh my god, I'm glad I did it on the B-side channel, because it absolutely caused me to fly off the handle. I mean, I'll put it in the link. I'll tell you what I'll do is, today's episode, we'll watch today what I'm going to do, and then I'll put this link, for everyone will find this link at the end of today. I'll put it in the chat, I'll put it in the description, I'll put it in the comments so you can all find it. You can also find it, like I said, by going to my channel and going to channels. And actually, I would encourage you to subscribe to all of these channels. I'm going to be getting an editor on board soon, and a lot of people complain my videos are too long. Well, that's not a problem. I've got 2 channels here where I edit things into smaller chunks, so you can watch them easier, smaller chunks, edited, all the crap edited out. And I've got another channel called Ganjikidd, where it's just little 10-second, 15-second, to anything up to 3 minutes. A clip. That one's 13 minutes, but a clip. You know, I've got a clips channel as well. So I don't know why people complain that my videos are too long. You can go and watch the short versions. We don't have the editor yet. We need to get those channels monetized, 1,000 subscribers monetized, so I can pay the editor out of the channel money. That's what we're aiming for there. But this channel's monetized, so I can start paying an editor out of my money to do that. So we're going to start moving that along. That's great. Hello, Snips. Hello, Snips. Work more longer videos. Hopefully you won't need to be moderating today. Don't stress yourself and worry. Although I worried you a little bit yesterday. It doesn't look like we've got trolls in today, but thanks for being here. Yeah, so there's my other channels. That's what's going on. That's where I reacted yesterday to Grizzly True Crime. And like I said, it was kind of a bad reaction. I had a bit of a rant. We'll go over some of the main points today. That's today's episode. And then later on tonight, I want to get onto Twitch. I would expose you to this, but you don't have to go there. Don't worry about it. It's up to you. It's how you feel. I've got a Twitch channel. It's called Ganjikidd. That used to be my name, so it's called Ganjikidd. Hi, you're with Scott. I'm Ganjikidd. I'm Super Chuffer. And over there, I do gameplay of computer games and sometimes play cards and stuff. So tonight, we're doing the Genshin Impact cards. We've got them in the post finally. Hooray. We're going to look at some new cards. So that's what we're doing there tonight. A nice, calm, relaxing card stream. And then tomorrow, as I say, this time tomorrow, we're on here for the interview with the person from America who knows about all this other stuff. Cool. Right. In chat, you're popping off, which is cool, Armchair to take. Oh yeah. These people are chuffers. I mean, today's episode is not about laying into these other chuffers, but it might come up. It might come up. So, first of all, where do we start? First of all, we start on Grizzly True Crime uploaded this video to their channel. And they didn't just upload the video. What they did was they made a 54-minute video, like an hour long, so they could get all those lovely adverts stuck in there. And most of it isn't about anything to do with it. They put on this really creepy intro, which apparently is not edited by themselves. This is an advert. I accept that we all use adverts on YouTube. I do accept that, but they put on this weird creepy intro, which I had a right go about. I need a drink after all that. I don't drink alcohol. I'm just having a coffee, but the cat's okay. Well, the cat's not okay. It's going to be dead in months, but it's going to get a reprieve at least. But yeah, thanks for... I know what you mean, ACW, I know what you mean. At least it's not dead today, yeah. Unlike Nicola. Right, so she did this weird intro. I found that ghastly. Tacky. Bad. Unnecessary. So many problems with it from a media production side, but also a sentimental side. Who the fuck are you on the internet? I thought she might have been German. It turns out she's Afrikaans, Boer. So I was told in chat. I'm going to go on what you tell me in chat for some of this. So I don't know why she chose to include someone else's poorly edited sequence about Nicola Bulley and her death. I just thought it was bad. But thank you for the cat. Tippy's $13.99 from Canada there. Thank you. The cat's going to be, like I said, it's going to clean its kidneys. It's going to come back feeling better. But because it's in kidney failure, eventually that will get it. It's just sad. I've been through the crying bit. Now I'm on to the realistic bit. And then when it comes back around again, I'll be on to the crying bit again. But, you know, I don't want to... thank you for the tippies and thank you for the support. I'm not going to make too much of it. I'm not going to... I told everyone in the other episodes I did, I'm not going to bring this to this stream and make it like a... I'm not going to trauma dump on you, and I'm not going to try and make it like your sadness that's my sadness. I will be sad sometimes, but I'm not here to sort of solicit money for the cat. Like, you know, that's in the private life, but it's happening, so I just tell you, you know. But I did do a video or two where I was upset about it, and I've actually turned that one off on... Actually, where's my face? Why's my camera gone? What the hell? Where's my camera gone? I'm still here. Oh, it's come back now. One of the wires must be a bit loose, and I'm putting my foot on it down there. So apologies for that. You don't need to see my face all the time anyway. It's not the most necessary bit. Yeah, so anyway, yeah. We talked about the cat. Talking about this woman. I was disgusted. It's the first time I've watched her channel. Yeah, properly. I had a little skim through one of her videos before, but this is the first time I've watched through the channel, and it's disgusting to me. Like, what's this at the top left? You've got her grizzly bear logo, which is a bad logo. It's red, and it's a sort of red-brown bear on red, so you can't see it very well. It's not very distinctive. Next to it is your play button to prove that you're authoritative and you're better than everyone else. You've got your play button. You haven't put it on the shelf behind you and just it's there, or put it on the wall behind you. I don't think that's a real wall. I think she might be sat in a green screen environment. But you decided to take a picture of it and stick it up there, which nobody else does. That's kind of weird. Big-headed, egotistical. I don't get a good vibe from this woman. A narcissist, maybe. You know, maybe. I don't know. So somehow she's got hold of this video. Now, I don't know how she's got hold of the video. It's been told to me in chat. We're going to have to go through your comments in a minute because your comments really helped me out this morning. But it's been told to me in chat that she's got... apparently she's not a Boer or Afrikaans. I don't know. She might be from somewhere else in the world then. I don't know where she's from. Anyway, it's irrelevant. I thought she might be South African or Dutch, and Dutch people are Boers, aren't there? I thought she might be German. It's irrelevant to me. Sorry, I'm going on your chat. Your chat is slightly delayed because of the closed captions that we have on, but it's all good. Mojo Joe Juniper gets protective of Nicola. You're near Essex and it's affected me. I mean, it is a strange case and it does get close to home, doesn't it? If you find it too much, take a break.
It's raining again. I couldn't be
Thank you for your
happier.
Tippy's class act.
And then whoosh.
Do you know, someone even complained that they didn't like that my tippies were coming in because it distracts from the main episode. And if so, you're going to have problems watching the internet because it is quite a common thing on the internet for people to donate and people to be thankful for it. You read somewhere that Paul's friend passed the CCTV footage onto a YouTuber. I think Paul's trying to squash rumours. Yeah, we're going to get to that point. Yeah, absolutely. Prayers for the cat. Thank you, class act. Thank you. I really appreciate it. This is, you know, making a big difference in my life. It is. So I don't know where she got the footage. Apparently it says here somewhere in this video, in this 50 minutes, where she got the footage. But I watched the first bit until the footage and she didn't tell me. So I'm going to say that even if she said it in the video somewhere, that's not fair, that's not right, that's not good enough. I'm being accused of, oh, you didn't watch it properly because she said that she got it from a friend of Paul's, a man. But, like, you can say that on your video, but it's not evidence that that's the truth. I can say I got it from Father Christmas. So I don't care what you say. You're not, like, the problem with her is that she's not, Sorry, my green screen is a bit rubbish because of the daylight. Anyway, the problem with her is that she's not valid. Like, the things she says aren't verifiable. You can't, like, trust what she's saying for a number of reasons. So the fact that she said she got it from Paul's friend means nothing, doesn't it? It's just a nothing. What it means is I'm to trust you that you got it from a decent source. And who's Paul's friend? Why has Paul's friend got the CCTV of his house? That's fucking weird. Like, you either get it from the horse's mouth, from the source, from the police, or that's it. Like, that nobody else should have this CCTV in their possession to be sharing it out to YouTubers. It's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? It's absolutely ridiculous. Can we see the CCTV in real time? I think pausing it to talk will make it look different. She was in a rush, in my opinion. Yeah, okay, I'll play that for you. Just a sec. This is the full... What I've done is I've gone onto her channel and I've cut the CCTV out and I've put it on a different channel so that I can just watch the CCTV without all her crap. So this is the full video of the CCTV without all the crap. You ready? And that's it. That was it. It's not a full video, is it? It's not a full video. Is it? It's not a full video. It's 10 seconds. And it's edited. I mean, even that bit when she turns on the car is weird because the back lights come on, but you wouldn't have your feet on the brakes when you turn on the car. But okay, maybe you do. Maybe that's how you roll, Nikki. Like, the thing about Nikki as well, right, is that everyone gives... I'm going to say this and people might think it's horrible, but you have to accept it. Everyone's like, she's dead, therefore she's an angel. She's the world's greatest angel. She was the most kind person in the world. I used to see her sucking off the neighbours in the morning before she went to work. Like, you don't know her. She might have been a dickhead. I'm not saying she was. I'm just saying I don't know why we all have to suck her off just because she's dead, right? I don't speak ill of the dead, absolutely not. But I don't know her. I don't know that she doesn't do foolish things like turn on the car with the foot on the brakes with the brake lights and things that annoy other people like, oh, you know, that person chuffing won't, you know, in the morning they do this and they do that and it chuffing annoys me. Or, you know, I don't know. I don't know. But it's a weird one, that's all. It's a weird one. And that ties into what that woman was doing at the start of her episode with this fucking weird, this thing. I don't, who's making... You shouldn't make this unless you're connected to the family. It's creepy and weird, and you don't know her, and you don't know any of these things that you assert about her. Forever missed, kind, generous, loving. One of them was even... what was one of them? There was some really weird words put up here. Considerate and stuff, like considerate. Yeah, okay. Considerate. Okay. So, we don't like... what's that noise at 7:24? I don't know. She might have kicked ducks. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, she might. I don't know anything about her, so I'm not going to jump to the conclusion that she's the world's greatest angel. That's all. I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm not saying we should be negative about her. I'm just saying I'm not going to jump to the same conclusions as other people have. Grizzly True Crime has. And I want to rely on Grizzly True Crime a little bit more, actually, because you're supposed to be a true crimer. Where's your stupid video gone now? Grizzly True Crime, I've lost you. There you are. You're supposed to be a true crimer, right? And true crimers, what I was supposed to be... I don't know, maybe there's no rules for this. Maybe you can do what the fuck you want on the internet. But what she appears to be is like the mainstream media...
Again. I couldn't be happier.
Just want her big face. Like the mainstream media, she's got her ideas and she's... Thank you, Sharon, for tippies. I'll look at them just a sec. She's got her ideas and she's going to pump them into your head. I thought true crime was about exploring all the options, about uncovering all the evidence, about, as lay people, as normal people, gathering all the information we can and presenting it factually, openly, so that people can make their decisions. I didn't think true crime was about forcing your audience to believe what you think or what you're told to think. Like, I think it's fucking ridiculous. I think her channel is awful. I think what she does in the general and how she's making money on YouTube, and bear in mind she's got the 100,000 subs and she's got the play button and she's making the money. So it's not that she's doing a bad job of this, but what she does is she goes on the news, yeah, on the internet, right? She goes on the news on the internet and then reads it out for you. Because you're so thick you can't read your own news. Because you're so, like, boring that you won't look on the internet at somebody else's news source. So to you it's like news and it's, oh wow, this is interesting. Indiana news, I didn't see the Indiana news. She's a news aggregator. And like all she does is read it out. She doesn't tell you her thoughts or her feelings and like whatever. Look, there's a tweet she's read out. Here's a press release she's read out. Well done for reading out the news. We don't need you. Anyone can do your job. You can be replaced by type to speak. Like, you're not doing anything. I don't like it. I think, as me, as content, I can't watch it. Because I can just read the news myself much quicker. So I can't watch her reading the news for me. I find it boring. I find it offensive in a way that I'm not to be finding my own information, that you're to be aggregating it for me, and I'm to believe what you think I should believe, and that you don't aggregate all the information. You selectively choose information to make me believe what you think I should believe. That's fucking awful. It's almost like you're not a true crime channel, but instead you're trying to create a narrative. Her first button up here is PayPal me. You know, you've got these buttons at the top of the screen here. If you go to my channel, Battery Exhausted, my first one's Twitch, and then it's Patreon, and then I've got Bandcamp, and I've got Amnesty, which is a charity. If you go to my main channel that we're watching today, let's just get one of them. Let me get a new one. We're watching my main channel, your channel. And at the top, I've got Coffee Tippies, of course, first button, Patreon, and then I've got Twitch, and I've got Amnesty International, a charity, and I've got Mind.org, a charity. You can't quite see that, can you? Firefox. I'm not blowing my own trumpet here. What I'm doing is I'm pointing something out that makes me worry about other people. So it's actually quite important to me. Firefox. Let's move that down. You've seen us give charity on this channel before. No GeForce experience. What the fuck would I want GeForce experience on? No. Thank you. You've seen us give money to charity before. Charity is quite important to me. It's not important to everyone. Fair enough, I don't care. It's up to everyone. It's up to them. But for me, I put 2 charity links on my channel there. 2 of them, and one of them is about mental health and one of them is about human rights. But Grizzly True Crime has got pay me, do my Snapchat, pay me, my website and my Twitter. It's just her. Pay me is the main thing. Most of us do that, but no thought to anyone else or anything else. It's just me. So it's for her, this is selfish financial interest. No, she doesn't put a link up there if you're sad or if you know any information you want to talk to the police or anything like that. Just pay me. Hello, Mother Bear. Hello. Hello. So I get this sus feeling from Grizzly True Crime. I think she's sus. I don't think you can trust what she's doing because she might as well be an episode of Now Magazine or OK Magazine or Take a Break Magazine, because that's what she's doing. She's just reading those pages from those magazines or from off the internet. Every now and then she'll do something that's slightly different, that has some content that she's created in it. Every now and then. But really, it's not that good. That's my feeling on it. And I get that feeling from watching her content that she released. So I have to just be fair about it. You know, the live that she just did, this Nicola Bulley thing was bad. So, yeah. I can't believe where she got it from. I don't know why. I don't know how she hasn't verified it or validified it or told me. Or made it valid. I don't know where so that's that. In my rant, I did her, and I also did, and I'll be honest about it, channels, Battery Exhausted, Live, Nicola Bulley CCTV review, this video a review. I also had to lay in some other people, I've been keeping one of them under my hat, but there was a guy called, Armchair Detective, the real one. And I'm not going to go too deep into this because it becomes, like, it's just me ranting about these chuffers. But Armchair Detective, the real one, took one of my videos off Sentries and uploaded it to his channel like it was his own. He was thieving my work. It makes me realise that Armchair True Detective, the real one, is lazy and underhand, so you can't trust them. You just can't trust them. You wouldn't trust them with the car keys, let alone your dog or your life. They're lazy and underhand. They steal content off the internet and upload it as if it's theirs. I went through it in this video. And then the other one I had to lay into a little bit, but I'm not going to be too heavy on, is Mind Juice. And people suggested that I go and watch Mind Juice. So I did have a look at their video. And in their video in Mind Juice, they used what it seemed like, because their video came out like 2 weeks or a week after we did our big thing on the internet where we made a big stink about thinking it was Paul, and I did all the body language analysis and all that, and then like a week later somebody else makes a video, Mind Juice, to say, oh, did you know it could be different, the CCTV might be doctored, it might not be real. And I was like, I just said that for like hours. Why are you stealing my thunder? And I know why. And apparently I've spoken to somebody else in chat, Mind Juice do it a lot. They take other people's work and then, you know, publish it as if it's their own. Like, I don't know why they do this, because it makes them look really bad. because you can easily verify that they're doing it. What they do is, I've been told they use a lot of Curtis Media's media. You know, I've been told they use a lot of other... What they'll do, Mind Juice is doing, is they're watching YouTube. Someone good will come up, like True Crime Rocket Science, or what I've said, and they'll think, that's interesting, I'll make a video about it. This hour and 40 minutes, discusses a lot of things that we discussed on our channel 3 days ago. A lot of things that we brought up. And they try and claim, in a way, I started saying this on February the 16th. Well, I said it on February the 9th, so fuck off. You know, it's just like silly. They make themselves look silly by stealing other people's ideas and aggregating them together. It might be they just come up with the same ideas. It might be. So I might be wrong. But if you go and watch that video there, Nicola Bulley, Dear Nicola Truth, if you have watched it, he says thus. Like, he says thus an awful lot of times. An awful lot of times, and it's not the normal sort of word that people have in their lexicon. It's in his lexicon because I'm doing a podcast called Thus, and he might be seeing it on my channel, so it's in his mind. Now, if you've watched it, you will know, because you're here, you know what I've said. Watch that video. I've not watched any of their other stuff, so I'm not judging Mind Juice as a channel in general. I've gone to the one video I was recommended, and I've heard them regurgitate what I've said, like copying my homework. Even to the point where they've used the word thus 4 times. And I just thought, fuck you now. Now, if you're not copying me, then it's really like, you know, 2 of us have thrown darts at the dartboard and hit the same number. That's quite lucky. But if you are copying me, then you're just, like, rubbish. Like, why not just give me the credit? So I got eggy about that. Yeah, I mean, my juice might be very good. I'm seeing in your chat saying they're good. So that's fine. I'm not, you know, I've seen one video and I got eggy because of personal reasons. And I felt that it was silly. I even said this in my own video. This is why I didn't want to do this as a big live now. I thought it was silly to get eggy over personal reasons when we're talking about this stuff. Nobody owns the CCTV. And this is another point we're going to get to. Like, it's supposed to be out there in the public space so that we can all share it and talk about it. The ideas, I don't own them. I don't copyright them. They can use them as well. If you're going to just use somebody else's ideas in your video, you're not that creative, you haven't got your own ideas. I win because I can keep making videos. You have to wait for me to make a video so you can watch it and then make your next one. And Mind Juice has got lots of people to copy. There's lots of people out there for them to copy. So let them get on with what they're doing. They might not be copying. I just felt it was very, very close. And it felt like, you know, if you were a teacher and you were given these 2 essays, you would say, Scott has written an essay and Mind Juice has copied because look at all the similarities. You would say it. And then you'd pick up the word thus. And you'd say, why are they using the word thus? Oh, look at Scott's book. It's got thus written on the front. So, I don't know. Is the footage legit or is it edited for clickbait? The Mind Juice footage has been edited. He edited it. He showed us. So, I don't know. You know, I don't know how far he edited it, but it is edited, isn't it? Let me just check. I didn't miss a tippy because I don't want to miss my tippies. Sharon bought me a coffee. Loving the lives. Thank you very much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Nice. That's sweet. That's a tenner. That's banging. That's going in the kitty. Literally the kitty, like the cat. So, yeah, I wasn't pleased with them. So I did a bit of a rant. I'm not doing the rant now. That's not what I'm here to do now. I'm over it. But part of that rant, then, goes on to this. This is a video that's been shared by Grizzly True Crime. I've now cut it out of there and put it up on this channel so that I can quickly skim through it without having to skim through her whole video. What she admitted to in her video was that she has done this editing of the video. She has, actually, let's just change this so you can see it a bit bigger. Let's just make it really big. Let me move my frame a bit. Main frame, because now we're on to this, we're going to stick on this. Let me move my main frame over there, and let me have my Firefox. That's as big as it's going to go, isn't it? Let me have it as big as it's going to go. Just getting this Nicola Bulley. Come on. We're now going to get into this CCTV and just do the CCTV. I didn't really want to rant about those chuffers, but I got it off my chest again. I need to leave it alone. It's my ego pushing me to say, oh, that's my idea, and it's me, and it's mine, and I'm the big chuffer. And that's what I'm saying they're doing. So if I'm saying they're doing that, they think they're the big chuffer, then I should just shut the fuck up, because it's not about being the big chuffer. What it's about is finding the truth for Nicola. Yeah, so I'm going to take that chip right off my... There was a chip on my shoulder. I just did the rant. But I'll take it off my shoulder and I'll say, fine. Don't worry. It's all right. Use as many of my ideas as you want. It'd be nice if you credit me. But if you don't, everyone will see it in the long run. Because I'll keep talking. They'll keep seeing your videos and going, oh, Scott said that the other day. Oh, Scott said that the other day. And then they'll eventually think you're shit. I don't know. New people in chat, publicly buzzed. Hello. Interesting stuff. There's a lot of chat going on. It's going past quite quick. If you want to make sure your chat is seen, you can either coffee me or super chat me, and I'll absolutely see it. But I'm trying to keep an eye on it as well as doing my episode as well. So, hello, Soila Ingles. Soila Ingles. Hello. So yeah, let's get into this now and let's see what I was saying last night. And I repeat myself, but you know, at the end I'll give you the link to the big ranty video and you can see the difference. In this video, we are presented this video by Grizzly True Crime. She doesn't tell us where she got the video from. She apparently later in the video tells us, but if I'm presenting this on my channel, I say, right, I've got this video, it has come from this source. Either I'm allowed to reveal the source or I'm not, but if I'm not, I have to keep it quiet. I tell you I have to keep it quiet, but I give you an implication like it's come from someone close to the family or it's come from this or that. You know what I mean? I give you something you can work out. And then I show you the raw footage, and that's it. And then we talk about it and discuss it and I point out things and whatever. But it's about the raw footage, isn't it? What Grizzly True Crime has done from the start is told us, she didn't tell us where it's from. She left that to be found in the video somewhere. Unless someone's going to timestamp it for me, I can't find it. I'm not going to watch an hour of that woman talking to that other woman. Like, it got disgusting, actually. I'll tell you for why. Actually, I will tell you for why before we get into this. It's proper that I do this. We're going to start analysing this CCTV properly now, but I do want to just get this one off my chest as well, which I did yesterday as well, so let's be fair, you know, I'm repeating myself here. But this is absolutely disgusting what she does here. It's one of the worst things I've seen in any of these videos about Nicola Bulley or the case or anything. Frankly, like one of the worst things I've seen. It's about here, isn't it?
Well, what's the point of the CCTV footage? Well, if you're not sure what the point is,
Monique says, coffee or cat fund? Sorry, I don't use PayPal, so I couldn't use coffee. Oh, that's why people can't use it, maybe. It's PayPal. I see. Thank you for that, Monique. Yeah, I'm really happy that the money's coming in. Like, obviously, YouTube take a little bit of a cut, but coffee take less of a cut, but I don't mind, you know, use whichever system is easier for you because support is brilliant. Thank you very much. It's 1401 on the vid. Okay, thank you, that's perfect. 1401, I'll take a look at that. Let's see what she says that's disgusting, then I'll go 1401. Right.
What is a SPOB? Love it. Okay. Sherry Young, thank you so much. Also, you guys, I see there's a lot of people asking. Let me just do it like this quickly. Is it this one? No, it wasn't that one. This one. Okay. I see a lot of people asking, well, what's the point of the CCTV footage? Well, if you're not sure what the point is, I'm glad, because then you've missed all the horrendous...
She's condescending.
...theories that are out there. And the point is to... because then you've missed all the horrendous theories that are out there. And the point is to show that, well, yes, Paul was there by the car. Yes, that is Nicola. Although I know that there's still going to be people saying that's not Nicola. But people are literally... The theory is that Paul wasn't there at the car that day. That it's Emma. There's a whole conspiracy theory that is built. And it's really gaining momentum as well. You know? So I'm hoping that showing the CCTV footage... that it's better to see it on video than those stills. It was...
The stills are bigger, zoomed in. So it's not better on video.
Super like cropped and shared... on the media, you know, with mainstream media, because then the more it's shared and, you know, those little pictures, eventually the quality breaks down so much.
So the quality breaks down bit by bit here. She said the conspiracy theory. So she's the arbiter of what's true. She can tell you whether you're doing a conspiracy theory or looking into a crime. She's the leader. She's the ruler. She's in charge of your thoughts. You're not allowed to say that Paul might have done it. It's a conspiracy theory. Get to fuck. Get in the bin. Get in the bin, you idiot. You're not going to tell me what I think, and you're going to tell me that I'm stupid for doing a conspiracy theory. You're labelling it a conspiracy theory. Absolutely disgusting. I thought that was disgusting the way she said that. The more it's shared and,
you know, those little pictures, eventually the quality breaks down so much.
The quality breaks down on those little pictures the more it's shared and re-uploaded, she wanted to say. But she didn't say re-uploaded. That's on her mind. She's worried about re-uploads.
As well. And... so it starts being said that it's photoshopped and all kinds of stuff. So that's the point of it, okay?
So the point of sharing this video is so that everyone can see it, everyone can verify it. It needs to be out there for the evidence purposes. Why you buried it in the middle of your video then? Why haven't you just uploaded 10 seconds of footage just so that everyone can see it and use it? The idea that it's photoshopped is a problem to you. Those pictures might have been photoshopped. That's a problem. We can't have that. So before I upload this video to my channel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blur out this on my editing software, Photoshop it. I'm going to blur out this on my editing software, Photoshop it. I'm going to blur out the license plates, Photoshop them. I'm going to blur out this part here, Photoshop it. When the thing plays, you see Nicola walks through this blurring. She pulls this thing down, and right there it hits her head. And I'm going to blur out Nicola's head for a part. Apparently it's Nicola. It could be Emma. I'm going to blur out Emma's head there. You've edited it all. You've literally edited it. And then there's that jump there, which we're going to get to in a second. But the thing that I find most egregious is right in the middle. You can hardly see it. It's on the pavement here. It's on the floor. She's given a watermark, Grizzly True Crime, a watermark. And why has she done that? She's done that because she's concerned other people will take this and upload it to their channels and they'll get profits and money and they'll get... this is her thing. She's got ownership of it. It's not her thing. It's the CCTV from the case. She's put a watermark on it. Only a little one, not a big one, so that you actually watermarked, but a tiny little one so that what you idiots like that guy who ripped off my video, idiots like Armchair Detective, the real one, when they rip it off, she can see, I've got you. You didn't notice, but I've got you. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're that obsessed with your own image and your own name and you being in charge of all this that you've put your watermark on it. But a minute ago you said it's important for the case that we all see this and we get it out there so everyone can know that it's not been photoshopped. But then you photoshopped it. So you're a fucking idiot. You've removed all of your own validity. I can't trust you because you just told me one thing and showed me another. You're lying to me. To my face. Yeah, they didn't exactly. Sawyer, I wanted to see them. We've got the full CCTV. So this starts from like half hour before they wake up, and then eventually someone comes out and they put the kids in the car. They put the dog in the car, and then, damn dude, I'm a bit harsh. Dean, I'm a bit harsh. I feel tired today. I was tired last night when I watched it, and it aggravated me. I'm trying not to do a rant now, but. Anyway, yeah, it's not the full video. It's shots fired. Yeah, I suppose. I'm not a true crimer, so I'm outside their community. But from what I'm seeing, this is not good. She should have showed the full video. Even if you blur out the kids' faces, she should have showed the full video. She said she blurred out the license plates for obvious reasons, and I don't know what the obvious reasons are. Because are you trying to prevent people from learning these people's who they are and their details? We know who they are. You don't have to hide the license. Oh, I can use the license plate and go on the license plate thing on the internet and find out whose car that is. It's Paul's car. Paul Ansell. That's his surname. It's not hidden. You don't have to protect them. The whole point of this is to see who they are. Is to identify them. So why are you hiding the license plates? It's just so stupid. And in her video as well, and I picked it out on the rant, so go and watch the rant. I'll put the comment in the chat later. I'll put it at the end of the video. You can go back and watch the rant. But in a number of times here, she's condescending towards the audience. She speaks down to them. I don't get the right vibe off this woman. She's not doing a good job. She's aggregating the mainstream media. She even uses the mainstream media. Sorry, you can't skip through her videos without getting adverts. She absolutely packs them in. She's desperate for that money. Here, she uses the mainstream media's... This is The Guardian. I like The Guardian, but it's still the timeline disappearance of Nicola Bulley, featuring things like a witness saw her on the dog walk. The phone was on the bench, and Nicola Bulley went on a dog walk, and she was missing from the dog. It's all that narrative. It's the mainstream narrative. She's not being open-minded and just looking at the facts. She's reading the newspaper to you. So it annoys the major piff out of me. 14 minutes, you said, didn't you? For... her... What's that I can hear? Yo, I'm back. Oosh. Grizzly's mainstream. She's got books published in stores. Has she? Everyone can get their book published, bear in mind. You can just do that for free on the internet. You can pay to get your book published. I don't know if she's with a mainstream publisher, but maybe she is. I don't know. I don't care. Irrelevant to this. It's a good comment. I'm interested, but it's not relevant for me now. I need to get concentrated on what I'm doing. So I'm losing myself again in the rant, and that's not the purpose of today. I did the rant yesterday, but this annoys me because it's clouding things. It's not making things open and honest and clear. She won't tell you where the source of the video is. Let's see if we got that. 14 minutes, was it?
I feel so sad about it. So let's have a look here. So Paul's there on the left-hand side. Nicola's walking up to the door. She's getting in on the driver's side. Okay? And thank you so much to...
Oh, she's literally just describing it. She's not giving you any thoughts or feelings, is she?
Paul and his friend, a male friend, for sending me this so that I could show you guys.
So Paul and a male friend sent it to her, apparently. So that's fine. A suspect in a murder case has sent you some evidence and you'll use it to prove their innocence. Are you fucking stupid? Oh, Paul's not a suspect. Well, he should be if you know anything about true crime, shouldn't he? Because, like, every good true crimer will know that the main suspect in a case like this is the partner. Like... What she said there totally undermines anything she says in any of the rest of her videos, ever. You really shouldn't listen to anything this woman says. She's not on your side. She's not on the side of innocence, of truth. She's listening to Paul and putting what he wants out into the mainstream space through a slightly underground mechanism. Obviously, we know the mainstream media watch this shit and then report it like it's news. But she's under the radar here, you know? It's pretty fucking awful. She hasn't told us who Paul's friend is. Why Paul's friend is connected, why this male friend is connected, I don't know. Is that to imply that it's not come from Paul's email, it's come from their email? I can't trust what you say. Please be more clear. I really don't like that. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. How have you even said that on the internet? Like, if you want to be in true crime space, and I'm not, like, remember, I'm a super chuffer, I do lots of different stuff, but occasionally touch on this. If you want to be like this in true crime space, you need to be valid. You can't be undermined by your own words, because then people can't trust you, and it puts you in the bin. So, now we're going to get onto this thing about Mind Juice, right? Again, remember I've ranted about Mind Juice because I think they stole my ideas, but I might be wrong. It's like a comedian hearing someone do their jokes. You might have thought up their jokes. You might have heard them say their jokes. You know what I mean? You can't prove it, and they get eggy about it. And I'm okay to be eggy about it, but I'm not going to make a campaign against Mind Juice. I don't care that much. And when I watched their video, I didn't make a video saying, oh, Mind Juice stole my ideas. It's just that now we're getting to it, and I'm having to bring it up because it's part of this story. So bear that in mind. But Mind Juice did this video, right, that included an hour's worth of my ideas. Okay, their own ideas as well. I'm being heavy and funny. Not funny, but heavy, because I was on a rant. Bear in mind, I've already just seen this one chuffer who's made me angry. So now I'm watching another chuffer, and like these things are starting to get on my egg. But what Mind You suggest in this video is that these two images of Nicola Bulley, this sequence of CCTV images, are not all from the same sequence. They're saying that they've got one video, there's one video of Nicola Bulley going into the car. And then what they've done, Emma and Paul, to cover it up, is they've stuck in, like they've done a cover-up, they've recorded Emma getting into the car, and then to make it look like it's Nicola, they've given you a couple of pictures of Nicola as well, and stuck them in the middle, messed them all around. You know, skim them all together, mess them all around. So, it seems to me, and oh, that's a good point, she said male friend, so it didn't sound like Emma, didn't she? It seems to me that this is wrong. I don't believe this. I think they're all from the same sequence of CCTV videos. I didn't agree with what Mind Juice came up with. It seemed like a reach to me. Some of their stuff does seem like a bit of a reach. I watched another I skimmed through, and I saw that something they'd done in the past turned out to be wrong, so they changed their mind. That's fine, you can do that. I can do it more because I'm just a normal person. If you're running a true crime channel, you've got to be very careful not to make random conjecture that's wrong, because later on when people watch your next video, they might think, well, this could be bollocks. So this has ruined your credibility, Mind Juice, in my opinion. I wouldn't watch more Mind Juice. You can watch what you like. People in chat are saying it's good, but I've seen them get this wrong. Or maybe they've not got it wrong. Maybe they've not got it wrong. We'll come to that maybe, but... So maybe they're good, maybe they're bad. I don't know anything about them. Another problem I've got with Mind Juice is I watched the whole of this hour and a whatever video, and they didn't tell me any of them. Like, they didn't show me who they are. They didn't show me their... Like, I haven't got any qualifications. I went to university and studied psychology, but I tell you about it at least. I don't know how to validate them as a researcher. Maybe I don't need to. But they're putting forward a lot of, ideas anyway. And this main idea... This is time out if you're watching. This is the bit you want to watch. Ring a bell. Let's edit here. Snap. This is the big bit. In this video, they suggest that there are two timelines of Nicola Bulley here. There are two videos. They've mixed in the pictures. And then 2 or 3 days later, this comes out to prove them wrong. It's almost as if Mind Juice got 50,000 views. One of those views, right? One of those views has come from Paul or someone in the Emma or someone in their camp, and they've said, no, we can release this CCTV and prove them wrong. Get it out there. Why are they so... That's what's happened, isn't it? Tell me in chat, is that what's happened? Or was it just coincidence that Mind Juice released their video talking about their idea that it was 2 different CCTV images, and then 2 days later this has come out? Is it that these people are reacting to Mind Juice? Paul's alibi. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, is this Paul's... If it is, oh my God. Is this reaction to Mind Juice? Because that's what it feels like to me. And if it is, that's a huge red flag. Number one, if you've got this video, you should have released it from day one. We're trying to find Nikki. Why have you held it back until it exonerates you from being blamed? Like, what? You're protecting your own ass. This video is about you protecting your own ass then. Oh, is it? So I should watch it with the point of view that it's there to protect your ass. Shouldn't I? I should take it with a pinch of salt. You're trying to protect yourself. This woman literally here, a minute ago, said stuff about not literally protecting him, but she said, like, you know, we're releasing this to prove that Paul is innocent, essentially, didn't she? Paraphrasing. Well, that's protecting him then, yeah? She's protecting them by blurring out this information, protecting them. I don't want to protect him, I want the truth. Talking about PSYOPs, I went through this because I was having a big random rant last night. I went through this last night as well. I don't believe in PSYOPs. I'll tell you for why. Quick one for you. You've seen the shambles they make of your dinner, haven't you, when you go out to eat your dinner? Have you seen the shambles they make of your schooling? Have you seen the shambles they do with the NHS? Have you seen how Boris Johnson steals money off the taxpayer? Have you seen how all that war in Ukraine, God help them in Ukraine, of course, but we spend a lot of taxpayer money and we give that money to the people who make bombs and planes and weapons, and then they go out there and fire it off and then it's spent. So David Cameron's got like shares in the gun company, and then David Cameron's mates are organising for our taxpayer money to go to David Cameron's gun company. Like, there's so much of this skim off the top. Like, they're doing a bad job of governance. They're doing a bad job of the police, aren't they? You've seen it in this case. They're underfunded. They're not doing a good job. Do you think that with all that they're doing a good job of PSYOPs? The MI5 and CIA and all that have got loads of money, and they've got all these people, and all these people are really good at their job and don't fuck up, and one of them doesn't get drunk one night and let slip. Like, if you're doing a PSYOP, you've got to have like 30 or 40 people involved, and you've got to expect them to be top rate. And I can't even expect someone to fucking deliver my post properly. They're doing strikes on the trains. Like, it just... Please don't tell me you believe that up there the higher ups are that capable. Boris Johnson can't even get his hair cut right without having it fucked up. Don't tell me that he can organise PSYOPs. I don't believe that, but there you go. So anyway, look, have I done enough? The work meeting. You're in a work meeting. Have I done enough of this yet? Not yet, no. I've laid into the people who uploaded the video. I didn't want to do a big rant on it today. I ended up have been, because it gets on my wick in a way. I am still tired from yesterday. This is the essence of what I was saying yesterday, so I don't want to go too deep on that anymore. What I want to do is I want to watch the video and critique it with you in the same way as I did yesterday, and try and calm down. Because it makes me angry. I mean, do you remember when they said, when Emma said, we can't just go on hypothesis because there's a life involved here? Well, it makes me angry how flippant these people are. Oh, I'll release this little clip of CCTV and I'll get my 50,000 views and like making money on YouTube. They're the ghouls. This Grizzly True Crime is a ghoul. That, like, for all Mind Juice's work and stuff, I think there are better true crime people out there who are less sensational and more to fact. I like True Crime Rocket Science. I'll reference them again, to be fair. You wouldn't catch True Crime Rocket Science doing this shit. Like, he's been quite heavy on the suicide option here because he's got his own issues in his past, but True Crime Rocket Science, I would say everything I've said about those others, the opposite here. Really good person, thoughtful, considered, looks at all the options, keeps an open mind, presents you with the facts so you can make your own decisions, doesn't lean too heavily on one hypothesis over the others. Really good. Really good. You won't catch them doing all this shit. So I'm not just a poo-pooer. I'm not just poo-pooing true crime. You won't catch them doing this shit. You know? So that's my 40-minute rant about why everyone's shit. But this is the actual CCTV. And these huge red flags. So, number one, we can't trust it because it's been edited. You can't argue with that. It's been edited. Here are the examples of the editing. Right, when I press play, we're going to watch it. She slams the boot down. What's that jump? Everyone's obsessed with Paul being in the frame. I never thought Paul was not outside putting the kids in the car. It was said in his interview, I put the kids in the car. And then we showed the CCTV and Nicola was doing it also. People said, well, Nikki's doing it. You said you were doing it. There is that. But to me, it doesn't matter. I thought Paul was there on the morning. Of course he's there. That's Emma. They're doing this dry run, this decoy run to make it look like Nick is still alive after they've murdered her a couple of days before and done sort of away with her body over at Marsh Hall. Like, why are we concerned that Paul's supposed to be here? And anyway, that could be Paul, or like I said, it could be Postman Pat for all I can see on that tiny little bit of CCTV. I'm going to bring up some stuff today that no one else has said, and, you know, see if anyone else picks up on what I say here. I'm going to bring up some stuff that no one else has said. So first of all, we've got the jump. Now, I did go back to... Fuck off. I did go back to her video and check this on her upload. It's not an artifact the way I've recorded it. It does jump like that. There, the frame jumps. She moves across and the frame jumps. Let me move myself. I'm a bit in the frame here. We're looking at this camera. Okay, so we've got... It's a huge problem. See how all the ground moves as I go back and forth between these two frames? All of the ground moves. Everything moves. There's only two ways, there's three ways of doing that. One is you've got two shots, shot A and shot B. One is slightly different from the other, and you've sewn them together, and the moment you've sewn them together, that moment there, the frame changes because you've sewn two shots together. That's one. The other one, here, right? The other thing that could happen is someone move the actual camera. Like, at this moment, that camera's just been knocked to the side while you're recording, because it moves. You see it move. The other option is that someone has recorded this image off the internet. Like, you know, like, if I move the window like this, look. See, I'm moving it. It moves. So if while I'm recording it, if I've gone screen record, and then I've moved that slightly, it'll move it. See that? So someone could have done that. They're your only three options as far as I can see. Either it's been screen recorded off the internet, so not the raw footage uploaded, but screen recorded off the internet, or screen recorded in some way. Maybe she's been sent raw footage and the raw footage has been screen recorded. That's a waving red flag. It's a huge problem, because why are you screen recording your CCTV? It should just be the CCTV file. There should be no reason to screen record your CCTV, unless... Like, you know, let me fake my Ring doorbell footage. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the Ring doorbell off the door for a start, because I don't want it recording what's really going on. I'm going to sit it in front of my computer, and then I'm going to press play on my pre-recorded video. And then the Ring doorbell will watch the telly, and it will look like it's picking up doorbell footage, because I'm playing it on the and if I accidentally move the screen while I'm doing that, press a button on the keyboard or something, that's what will happen. So we've got options. They're all bad. There are no good options here. No one should be touching the camera and making it move. That shouldn't be happening. It should be static on the wall. No one should be moving it while they screen record it, because that undermines the validity of what we're watching. It's not the raw footage, it's a screen record. If you're in the editing software and you're moving those two frames, like you're sewing two frames together and you've moved it, that might be that it's two different shots. That's awful. You don't want to do that. Like, there's nowhere here this could be possibly a good thing. Nowhere. Like, explain it to me why this is right and okay, and I'll accept it. But I can't understand why and how. So it raises the issue, and we have to then explore, are two shots sewn together? Right? Oh, but you got the timestamp. Good. Someone mentioned it in chat, the timestamp was altered. Good point. Those timestamps are worth, like, the paper they're printed on, frankly. Look, when I press play, you see the timestamp in the bottom right corner. It's just in the bottom right-hand corner. It's not crossing any of the image or anything. So what you can do is I can take today's video. Like I edit, I know about this. I showed it in the rant video I did. I showed some of my editing. I can just cut off, like with scissors, the bottom part of this video and just put on yesterday's video at the bottom. They'll match up perfectly, won't they? Because they're the same piece of footage. The camera hasn't moved. And then I can just change the time by just giving you yesterday's time. As long as the colour and the light is basically the same, it'll match up. And I can move the colour and the light sliders to make it match up. It's even more helpful that it's in the dark corner, because it's a dark corner, so it's going to be dark. And then you can actually just change numbers. Like, you can probably get away with that. There's probably sophisticated software that does it these days if you're that desperate for it. So when you do that, the block page, yeah, we'll have a look at these things. Yeah, we'll have a look at these things. So these are all indications. It's supposed to be indications that it's a real video. We're supposed to be being told by this woman, this true crime woman, that this is proof and evidence. But because it's been tampered with, it would be inadmissible. We can prove it's been tampered with. Like, not just the... I mean, the worst thing is you yourself admitted to tampering it by putting your own name on it. Like, that's the most stupid thing in the world. Oh, Your Honour, all I did was put my own name on it. I didn't tamper with it any further. Oh, that's fine then. Put it into the court documents. We'll have that. You can be sent down for that. You know, we'll use that as evidence to make someone a murderer. No, I'd fight that and say this is inadmissible. They'd bin it off. Like, if Gary, I said this yesterday, if Gary Glitter was in the back diddling a kid, like, you wouldn't be able to put it into court, even though, oh, but it's him that, yeah, but look, it's edited, so you could have just put that there. Why would you do that? Why would you undermine your own case? And I want to get to the differences in these two frames, but I'm not sure about this. I don't know. I want to get all your ideas in chat, and then I want to go through the two frames like that. But there's something else even bigger that we have to look at before we do that. I've got to keep my brain together about this. She tells us that she edited this so that you don't see the license plates. But in her broadcast of the video, they get in the car, or one person gets in the car. It's a bit weird that Nicola starts the car while Paulie's still messing about out the back, isn't it? Like, she literally starts the car while he's... I mean, I don't see the engine start. I don't see the exhausts go, so maybe it's just the lights. And then it stops. And then it cuts to this. So let me roll this the way she rolled it. Let me just show you this. It cuts to this. What's this? It's a still frame with like a white border. And then there's another one. And another one. Still frames with white borders. That's really weird, isn't it? This is still playing. This is like, you know... Then there's another one. Nothing's happening at this point on her video that we're watching. It's just still frames. She's forcing us to sit. And then it cuts to that again. And then it does that again. So why is that in the middle? Why are these still frames in the middle? What she said is, I'm going to play you the video. And then she plays it. So she's been sent a video with these still frames in the middle. In this video with the still frames have this black on the bins to cover up the numbers. And these license plates are blocked out. And it's got Grizzly True Crime on it. But when she told us she edited the video, she said she blurred out these spaces like this. So the bins have been blurred out, but they've been blurred out with a square across them like that. So it's a different kind of blurring. Who blurred out the bins? The people who sent you the image with the black on it. Did you do the black? Because you changed it for the other bit. And then who put Grizzly True Crime there? Did you put that there? Because when I'd skim these two... The Grizzly True Crime stays where it is, so I'm assuming you've put that over the top of what you've been sent. But these two are not, like, that still frame and this, they're not the same, are they? They've been blown up and changed slightly, even the colour's different. So what are these still frames doing in the middle? Who's produced these still frames and what are they doing in the middle? Who's blurred those things out? Why have two people... Helen says Grizzly blurred out all of it. So did she do these black paintings here on these still frames? Because they're different from the way she blurred out here. Why wouldn't she use the same blurring out consistently through all of it? It's almost as if someone else has blurred it out. And this second one in these still frames, the blurring is dark. It's a different kind of blur. So it's almost as if someone else has done that. Why are they so different? And why is your CCTV video edited to include still frames? She says she did it in the video, yeah, but she didn't say exactly what she did. She just said the license plate. She said it was for obvious reasons as well. She didn't tell us what the reasons were, and it's stupid because the obvious reason would be to not identify the people. You don't want a video of my license plate. You could find out my license plate and then find out where I live. Yeah, fine. Although we know who Paul Ansell is. So you can't, like, you know, I've got that license plate. I checked it in the DVLA and it turned out to belong to Paul Ansell. Well, that's Paul Ansell then. Like, the names are in the public domain. Paul Ansell, Nicola Bulley. Seeing their license plate won't fuck them over. You drive around in the car with your license plate on the front. Everyone can see it. There's no need to blur those things out. What it does is it creates this problem where you can't trust the image because she's proven herself to have edited it. She said it herself. She wrote her own name on it. And yeah, they're winding up Mind Juice, aren't they? This is a direct poke at Mind Juice. It's like a true crimer is, maybe it goes deeper than the true crimer being angry at another true crimer, but it's almost like, you know, she said because kids were on it. Get real. Get real. You can blur out their faces then. There's no reason to not show them getting in the car, being put in the car. No reason. We want to see Nicola's face. Why have you not shown us the whole lot? Why is her face never on it? You know, it's absolutely wrong. There's two things we need to go through. We need to go through the two-frame issue, and we need to go through the crab walk, as Mind Juice calls it, the crab. Like, we need to go through these two things. And yeah, exactly. You can't find out where someone lives on their names. The DVLA just gives out fines. Yeah, good point, Scouse Mouse. It just seems ridiculous to have doctored the image. Why did you do it? Oh, I've got a reason. Yeah, what's the reason? I won't tell you though. It's obvious. Okay, well, you were in this saying about the exhaust dripping. Okay, let's have a look at this stuff then. Because we'll do this. We'll do them bit by bit. Let's critique the two images. Get your thumbs ready in chat. So there's that cut there. That's the jump there. And you can sort of see on the right hand side, I'll take one thing at a time then, exhaust. Cars leaving residue of a frosty night. So on the car on the left, does it change at all? The critical point would be whether it changed, wouldn't it? I mean, what's really clear is that the two cars, the one on the right and the one on the left, have got different patterns on the floor, whether it's frost or whether it's whatever it is. I can't, you know, see it that clearly. Hello, Rachel, morning. Ish. The car on the right, though, has been used or is, you know, whatever's dripped out is not frozen. It's different. The two are different. Don't know about that. You know, I don't know what to make of that. Isn't he in his dressing gown? We'll have a look at that. I mean, it could be a coat. It's got a hood on it. It only comes down to his knees. It could be a very similar coat to Emma. Could be a dressing gown. Can't really tell. It's blue. We've seen images like this where I could put this in Final Cut Pro and reduce the blue and make it look more black. So we have seen that blue tinted out. I don't know what to make of that. Right now, if you've got things that you want for me to pick out, put them in chat now. You were putting them in earlier, and I will try and pick them out. One of them was this car on the right, wasn't it? Whether that's been moved. Yeah, Mind You says 3 of them are Emma and the other CCTV is Nikki. I mean, I don't go on what Mind You says, but that's their idea. One thing I would say is between these two frames, okay, you're saying a white flash on the heel. Yeah, between these two frames, that foot there, the right foot of Nicola, has a white flash on the left, and then it's gone on the right. And it could just be the way the light was shining on it. But that does seem to be the case, yes. That changes. For me, the main one I saw was her coat changes. Like, it appears to have a crease line here. And when I move on this one frame, it appears to go very smooth. Sorry. That change in the frame there. The darkness of the coat seems to get darker. I mean, I'm an editor, right? I'm an editor. And I don't see a straight cut there. if I'm honest. I see differences in the two frames from where they've jumped, but you know, you could achieve that by using the same image twice, just different settings on the second one. I'm looking for things, I'm not seeing enough. Like if I could see a cat in one frame that disappears in the other or something, you know. There's not enough there for me to be happy that that's two different frames. It's two different, you know, shot at two different times, doctored together. But it does look well sus. What I would say as an editor is I don't know. I can't be sure. I know you can do this sort of stuff. I know the more sophisticated you are, the more technical tools you've got, the better you can manipulate this sort of footage. And, you know, you could put Paul on the left and you could put this here and stuff like that. It's possible. Whoever's done the blurring has tried to make it look really non-sophisticated, really bad. Or they're just bad. The ring's on Emma's hand. We don't get to really see this in this footage. I mean, it's such a small pixel frame. Like, my problem with that, I saw it. The thing annoyed me with Mind Juice as well, actually, is someone on Twitter tweets me about this, and I should follow them. They're into the truth. They're a truth person. If I scroll down enough, I will find them because they are on my notifications. Truth Seeker. I'll follow you now. Truth Seeker was the first person I saw to upload those pictures of the oh look, that's me. Oh, they retweeted me. Nice. Okay, I'll retweet that. They put, for as far as I could see, Truth Seeker put up these pictures of the ring early doors, like give them their flowers. And I went on Twitter and I said, oh, okay, I don't know. I'm looking at your picture and I can't be sure. That's what I said. Oh, look at that. That's incredible. Who's done that? They superimposed Nicola's face onto it. I mean, that's too far though, isn't it? Because it could be that you made it look like Nicholas and I think it looks like it, but it might not. I'm not happy with the makeup on the side of the face and this gaunt part of her face. I just don't think that's Nicola, but... anyway, see, we've got differences of opinion here. That's fine. They put up this picture of the ring. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they were the first one that I saw with the ring. And then it became like a conversation. I said in the Twitter chat, no, I don't think I can... Like, my thing is, right, and this is just the way I roll, like everyone else has got different feelings on it, but my thing is that if I can't say it for 100%, like if I'm not certain on it, I'm not going to put it on the internet and say that's my thought. Like, actually, I've said that Paul done the murder. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that. What I mean is, if I've not got evidence for it, you know, if it could be this or it could be that, or I'm looking and it's only 1 pixel, you know, I think it's very difficult for me to say yes or no. For others, they're more sure of that. Fair enough. You know, I'm not expert at that pixel by pixel delineation. I just think, I don't know. You know, I don't know. So, I'm going to say, like, the ring thing, people believe it, people see it. Surprisingly, Grizzly True Crime showed us this. I can feel myself calming down now. Grizzly True Crime showed us this and said this is going to prove it. Innocent Paul evidence. But actually, it's the same image, just harder to see. So it doesn't make it easier, it makes it more difficult, if anything. All this extra information in shot is useless to us, if only to provide the information to prove that it's doctored images. So I don't know about that. Think how easily a CAD designer could work their way around cameras and computer software. I mean, you don't even have to be a CAD designer. You just have to have half a brain, don't you? Like some knowledge of editing software and the ability to rip the camera off the wall and point it in front of your telly. Is the back seat down again? I can't. My eyes, my ability to zoom in on that, I'm not capable. Even if I do, it becomes grainy and it becomes difficult. There's not enough pixels to give me the detail. So I can't say for sure. It's going to come up tomorrow when we talk about Bigfoot and stuff, isn't it? You know, people are going to say, oh, what about this picture? I'm going to say, I don't know. If for me, it has to be like, you know, there is the evidence. Not this could be and it might be, and it could be and it might be. But it could be and it might be. Anyone else see no gloves on closing the boot and then gloves at the driver's door? Okay. She's definitely not wearing gloves there anyway. And then here, is she wearing gloves? Again, like, it's better to see it in the blown up pictures. I can't tell. We'll do the Bigfoot walk in a minute. Next one, we'll do the Bigfoot walk. Anything else that anyone else wants me to look at? The back windows of the car, hairline differences. I mean, Is there anything else in this frame that changes that we want to say, you know, we're flagging? We're going to look at this walk. We're going to definitely look at this walk. I'm going to give you some real interesting evidence about that walk. But is there anything else that looks weird when this changes for you? That looks like a doctored image that you're going to pull me up on and say, oh, you didn't mention this. Paul's shorter hair. I find it very difficult. I can't really see. Do I not think the kids would say you took them to school? Jason, if your mum was murdered, found dead in the river, and your dad told you in no certain terms that if you speak about these things, you will be taken off from your daddy and you will never come home again. You will have to go and live in care. You might be scared. If your daddy threatened you or anything like that, you might be scared. Or if you didn't know enough about it, you're kept in the dark, you're dropped off to school by what appears to be your mommy, but you're not sure because she just stormed into the car and got in the front. And then when you got to school, you just got out the car. And you're pretty sure that wasn't mummy. But, you know, and then if that was the case,
again. I couldn't be happier.
are you going to be... They're going to put you in court and they're going to make you do your statement, and you're going to be the, you know, the judge is going to believe you because you're a 9-year-old child. We would believe the kids, but would it be legally, you know, thing, you know? I'm just going to have to check these tippies, and then I'm going to come back to what you're saying in chat. I'm on top form, thanks. Loving the level of analysis, thanks for your content, thanks. I feel I'm being a bit of a curmudgeon today, and I worry about it because I am a bit like that. £5, thank you very much. I am a bit of the sort of person who will go on a bit of a rant sometimes, and I've been on the internet a long time. No one wants to hear you rant. No one wants to hear you bitter and piss and moan. You need to get out of that, and you need, like for me and my ego earlier on, you know, oh, they've taken my ideas. Forget it. I'm a twat to be doing that. What I should be doing is taking that chip, brushing it off my shoulder, and getting on, you know. So that's how I feel I want to, but I'm honest as well, and I'm tired. I've been up all night looking at this, and it angered me. So thank you for saying that I'm on good form. I worry that I'm being a bit too negative. So let's all take me with a pinch of salt as well today. I'm on my period. You know, I stuffed all those tampons at my bumhole. I still never had my period. Anyway, zoom in on Paul's ear. I can't zoom. If you've got a phone, you can use this thing to zoom. I can't on this. This is a YouTube video. It precludes me from zooming. I would have to take a still frame and then zoom that in. So actually, the only thing I could do for you is I could do this. Firefox, no. Oh, this one. Yeah, this. Okay, I can take this frame, and what I can do is I can zoom in. Like, this is going to be bad though, because you're going to see it. This is what she was saying, that true crime woman, about repeated uploads and zooms and stuff. This becomes problematic because whilst I can do this, like that, the individual pixels become so, you know, it becomes so difficult to that's the jump. Paul's face doesn't look right, does it? So it looks wrong. I would warrant he's got a big mark on the side of his head. I mean, this is the problem with these individual little... Like, you can even see the individual pixels here, so it's so... You know... Dean Michael says some people have too much time on their hands. Paul obviously had loads of time on his hands, didn't he? Anyone get anything good from this? Kind of looks like a huge welt on his cheek, doesn't it? It looks like someone's belted him around here. And that's what I said about the Emma pictures. I think Nicola caught them and fucking laid into them, and they were forced to put her down. She might have even hit him with a weapon. Something looks wrong and something looks off. And it also looks like up into his hairline at the back here, there's something going on. Look how big my mouse pointer is, do you know what I mean? Like, something looks off. And in these sort of things, you might not be able to say this is that, but you might be able to say this looks off. And if it looks off, that might be enough, because it shouldn't look off if it's kosher, should it? It shouldn't look off. Come on, YouTube. That jump is just ridiculous, isn't it? And I was saying, have they edited the boot over the, like, have they sewn up the left hand? No, you see Paul's hand come through there. Above Emma's head there, you see Paul's hand come through. See that? He's doing something in the car with his hand coming through above Emma's head there. So these actually match up. These two shots line up together nicely. I don't think Paul is like superimposed on the left there. I think these are both part of the same shot. It comes down. What's that on the back of the car? It must be a reflection. It comes down. She moves out of shot. You get the jump. It actually looks like it zooms in a bit, doesn't it? From this angle. So weird. The police still has a water bottle in her hand, yeah. So as she moves around to the car, let's have a look at Emma. Nicola. Emma. We'll do a bit of this. I'll take your comments in chat. I'm trying to take them all. I want to make sure that everyone gets heard and every idea gets looked at. But obviously there's a lot of chat going past and I'm trying to do it. So just, you know, bear with me or whatever. I have to go back over here and move it. So there, she's got this water bottle in her left hand. So this is where people are saying about gloves as well. I don't know if she's wearing gloves. I can't. There's no way of me telling that. It's just your own intuition and feelings. But she's got a water bottle in her left hand. We're going to say that for sure, aren't we? I mean, that's what they got these stills from, is they took this and then they blew it up and made it big, and water bottle in left hand, yeah. I suppose then what we're looking for is that apparent in the rest of the video earlier? If I just turn that off and we just look at the whole thing. Can't see, can we? Hair parting is Emma, not Nicola. I agree with that. I'll take this point as well while we're at it. Viking Shield Maiden, thank you for your super chat. That's going up the screen. That's it might be a super sticker. Middle hair parting is Emma, not Nicola. Anyway, the main point. I think an interesting point here is that it's very easily possibly a wig. Someone sent me a voice message on the currently closed Super Chuffer voice messages, but we might open them at the end of today's episode for a Sunday show. What I'm looking at there, it's possible, because you see the dark hairline underneath. You see the dark, and you see how it looks like it's put on like a hat. And it was said to me in the voice message, which is a very clever message, the ponytail looks very long. And Nicola didn't necessarily have such long hair. You can't really see because it's down the back of the coat. But it's definitely like when you bunch it up into a ponytail, and they asked me to do this, so I will. They asked me to, so I will. When I bunch my hair up into a ponytail like this, yeah, see how it stops higher up my head? It doesn't reach down the back of my neck. It only goes to there. But when I let it go, it comes all the way down to here. Because I'm bringing it up, aren't I? And tying it up. That's the whole point. Yeah? So that ponytail reaches down to at least the hood and further. Doesn't it? It's at least the hood and further. So are we saying that her hair, when you let it down, would be down to about here? Somewhere longer? Add the fringe I got from Amazon, you cheeky choppers. I will, for a bit of light-hearted brevity. I will. We've got this lovely fringe. Why not use it? Let's go for it. A bit of brevity. Not brevity, that's the wrong word. That brevity means it's quick, doesn't it? A bit of alleviate, you know, let's go a bit... Get a bit light. There you go. How'd you like me now? How'd you like me now? My new fringe. My new fringe. Levity, that's the word. Levity. Put my hat back on. Levity. There we go. That's how easy it is to bang on a hairpiece, isn't it? It looks quite realistic, doesn't it? I look like one of the Rolling Stones, for Christ's sake. Anyway, look. I look like that one from Supergrass. I've got it stuck. I'm a hairdresser. I've got it stuck in my own hair. Wurzel Gummidge, thanks. I thought I looked like one of the Sugar Babes, and you got me down for Wurzel Gummidge. The bearded woman. I didn't realise my beard would. Actually, do you think you can get it in your beard? It won't stay. It won't stay. Oh, it will. It will. It was 80 years and 10. I do need some sleep. So I'm going to get a new hole in me. Anyway, look, so Nicola's parents have confirmed it's Nicola's hair coat in the gate. Hopefully, no, so that would be lovely if they did. I'd like to see that as, you know, if it was just reported by some bullshit media, then I'm not going to accept that. And you saying it in chat, I'm not going to accept it. Thanks for the super chat, but I would need to see Nicola's parents actually confirm it. I would like to see that. And then I can say, you know, I'm not stuck to this. If it turns out to be Nicola, okay. Like, I don't have to fight for it to be Emma. But Nicola, Bulley, parents, CCTV. Let's just put that. 10th of Feb, 5th of Feb. There's no news saying this. You know, there's no way. So if you can tell me where I can find that fact that they said it, then I will go with it. But until I see them saying it, it just sounds like, you know, someone's popped it in chat. And like, if I listen to everything everyone in chat says, this is what I'm like, why I'm different to some of these other channels, that I'll put up ideas, we'll all talk about them, but I will not say, like, you know, I'm always going on about how I don't want to do an episode unless they've done it. Like, if someone goes on and okay, I'm not going to do an episode of just random ideas and conjecture that I pull out my bumhole, but if they do a video and they do an interview, I will watch them on the interview and I will dissect it. When they release some CC, I will look at it and I will dissect it. These are real things I can see. Something someone said in chat, I'm sorry, you know, you are good people in chat, and a lot of you are saying interesting stuff, and we're looking through it today. But I'm afraid I simply can't take it as a fact. You know, I can put it in my folder of maybes and take it with a pinch of salt. So maybe the parents said that, maybe they didn't. Because if I was trying to run a media campaign and make it seem legit, I would get the parents to say it. Or say that they said it. So, I don't know how to pronounce the Hakon, is it? Harkon, probably. She got the CCTV from a male friend of Paul. Apparently, that's what she said. And, you know, if we're going to go on what he said and what she said, then objection, Your Honour, hearsay. Like, a lot of people are saying no frost. There's a big no frost one there. Let's have a look at this no frost aspect then. Tell me what you think about the frost, where the frost should be. We're saying this was February, it was cold, it's up north, where's the frost? If it's early in the morning, there should be frost on the ground. There should certainly be frost. The bins look very clear, don't they? They look very shiny. The cars look lovely and clean. You know, could this have been recorded at a different time of day? Maybe after school? Maybe later in the day? When did the CCTV get released? You know, did they release it on the day she went missing? Or did they have time to prepare it? If she was killed 2 days before, they had time to prepare it anyway. So no frost, I'm going to say, let's find out. Weather... St. Michael's, Lancashire, February. It's got the date on the thing. 27th of the 1st, 2023. So this is 27th of January, yeah? Jan 27, 2023. I don't want today's weather. This is why Google's no good anymore. Google is rubbish at this. Monday, February 27th. That's February. I want January. The reason Google's so bad is because it thinks, you know, you're asking for weather and you're asking for St. Michael's, Lancashire. So you're asking for today's weather. That's the top one. And it's going to come up with 2,500 results of the top one. It's not going to show me what I'm asking for. But I'm going to have to, you know, as a straw poll, what you're saying in chat is interesting. I'm going to say I can't guarantee it would have been frosty until I see that weather report, which will exist. You know, the Met Office will have the data. Can I find out? Oh, last 24 hours. Look, no. Monday 13th. I can only go like a day apart. They will have the data, but it's not here for me to find it. Do you know what I mean? Which is a real shame. Help us improve our website. Take a short survey. But let me find previous days. That's the whole point of a record, isn't it? A weather record. Maybe if I type weather record into Google, weather. This is the sort of stuff I do offline to produce content for the show. You know, I do research and find things out sometimes. Weather record block, thank you, for Erms. What did you call it? Inskip. March. We want January 2023. Inskip Queensland, Australia. Inskip United Kingdom monthly calendar. BBC weather Inskip forecast long term. No. You see how hard it is to find things. So I'm going to abandon this because it's going to become boring for an episode. But if anyone wants to do this sort of research and find out the truth of what the weather was like, then it will be available eventually. If you've maybe you have to contact the Met Office. It was really icy in the news clips. Good point. Very good point. It was 1 degree at 8:30 a.m. that morning. You saw a weather report on the stream about it. So again, see, what's really interesting, Bridget's saying something there in chat that I would want to use to support my argument. So I could say, oh, that's good then, right, that's good, I agree. But in the same way as I couldn't believe that somebody told me something that wasn't verifiable earlier, I'm not able to verify what Bridget, even though I want to use it, I also have to put that in the folder of maybes. And I want it on my side, but it's going in the folder of maybes. You know, you have to be careful not to be too biased to support your own opinion in these things. But we're going to say it was probably, I mean, I remember January was cold. So we're going to say a probable on that. Quite likely. Agree or disagree in chat. I mean, tell me whether you agree or you disagree. And Gisela mentioned her editing could have caused a frame jump. Okay, Kate, I want to take that then. One thing at a time. So how do you edit? I'm an editor. I'm an experienced editor. Let me show you. If you go to YouTube and you go to this channel you're watching, I encourage you all to do this at the end of today's episode. I'll give you the links. But if you do indie here, I worked on a documentary that went on Netflix about Eddie Hall, the world's strongest man. I made this documentary about computer game development and people who develop computer games. So I edited this. Like, it's a full feature film documentary.
Multiple platforms.
Actually, it was only my last game, Hue, where I learned how to program for reals. Before I was using like drag and drop tools, because I come from a kind of a design and art background. I would do anything I could to make the game that doesn't involve programming for the long.
So, like, it's not heavily edited. Like, it's not like a special effects or anything. But there are some sequences that are properly, put together in the edit and stuff. I know what I'm doing, let's just say that. Plus, on top of that, I'm in Formal Films. I'm going to just copy this into chat now so you can... Actually, I'll save it for later. And then I'm also in Formal Films. You know, it's just me with a camera doing my own little videos, trying to make my way in the world as a little filmmaker. But I haven't uploaded anything on here for a while. But, I make stuff, like, for people. And... like, I edit it, so I know what I'm doing. Look. Sorry about the ear bashing music, but there's something editing that I did, yes, I know. There is no way in the world that you cause this random jump by mistake in the edit. Like, it's not possible. You either have to do it deliberately. Too many windows now, more windows than Buckingham Palace. That's been off Mind Juice, we don't need that anymore. That's Grizzly True Crime, that's me, this is it. What you would have to do to cause this jump in the edit, if it's going to happen in the edit and it's, let's say it's not fake, like you're not sewing things together and messing about, what you've done is you've got your thing in the edit and then you've pressed stop on the edit at this point. You've made a cut, because if it's one long piece of timeline, if it's one long piece, it doesn't change, does it? So you've pressed stop, then you've made a cut, and then you've moved the frame, like the way I would move it, like this. Too many windows now. More windows than Buckingham Palace, mate. You moved it like this, look. Like this. Across, and then you've pressed play, like, you've done a cut in the middle of the thing, and you've moved it like that. Slightly. Somehow. By mistake. Or what? Why are you cutting it? If that's what if she's saying she's did that, if she's saying it happened in her edit, and it's not like a video she was sent with that in it, that she's done it, she's saying that she's cut it there. You have to make a cut in the middle. You can't have this move, because the previous frame would move as well. It's all one long piece. So you move it to the left, like on your screen, everything moves. So why would you do it? If you did it in your editing software and you looked at it, you think, oh, I fucked that up. I'm going to have to put that in the bin and then re-export it without that move. I'm going to have to fix that problem that I made. So I don't know why she would say that. I don't know why she would say that. Can we have another one, right? Next one. Lawn looks bright and green, no frost. I remember this was in a comment. I'll look through your comments in a minute as well. The lawn looks bright and green, no frost. Agreed. In your comments, a lot of people on my previous video, Battery Exhausted, Nicola Bulley review. Have you seen what they've said? The rant. Let's have a look through these comments as well, because I want to pick out your comments for this as well. Grizzly True Crime rant was comedy gold. Cool. You're new to it. You're shocked. The police want speculation to die down. She backs Paul 100%. Different versions. Thank you for posting it. Controlling the narrative. What I'm looking for is the things you thought were stand out. Not things that are not right. So tell me in chat. Crab stance. We're going to get to the crab stance. We're going to talk about the walk. I'm going to do that. And just I'm going to finish strong on that. Can you tell me in chat what you think stands out in these frames that I should? Have I missed anything here? We looked at the frost. Well, we talked about it. I can't determine it. We've discussed the. Sorry, it's these two frames, isn't it? We've discussed the fact that it all jumps. We've looked at Paul and we've said that his face looks weird, but we can't really determine much from that. We've looked at the gloves, the water bottle. We've looked at the foot and the bit of white on the foot. I think the socks slightly changed colour. Or at least on the right hand side. This is a big one. I'm going to make it big again for this, because it is a big one actually. We'll look at the walk. We'll definitely look at the walk. Don't worry. Moving the wrong thing. Move this. Okay, we're just looking at this foot on the bottom right here. This foot. Please don't do that, YouTube. I'm pressing the wrong button now. It's my fault, I suppose. She slightly twists the foot to the right, I think. You know, as she starts to move her foot. Like she's got this is a weird way of walking, isn't it? Look, her foot's there, and she brings it out, and she turns it outwards. And she points it towards that white car that's up there. And then she puts it down. You see that? Whoever this is. Lifts the foot, pushes it over. And then it twists outwards there on that frame. That's not the frame jump. That's her twisting her foot outwards. Whoever's doing this. And then we get the frame jump as it goes down. I would say if you're going to fake these things two together, you've got to be really accurate with your movement here, and you've really got to get that foot in the right place. I think it's really difficult. I don't know if it's achievable as an editor. You know, if I was to try and fake it, I don't know if it's achievable. But what I do see that's very strange is on this bit, the ankle of the boot here, the ankle is very tight to the ankle here. You don't see it splaying out in any direction. But when I put my foot down, suddenly I've got like my ankle in the boot and it splays out at the edges, a bit like an Ugg boot. You see that? Or maybe it's just the socks. Maybe I'm tripping. But for me, that looks like two different boots as the foot goes down. The leg does even look slightly thicker on the second image. Image 2, image 1, image 2, image 1. It looks different. Just this bit. Just this bit. So I'm not happy with that. Darkstone is good export. What's Darkstone? What I don't want to do is miss things that you're saying in chat, because there's a lot and I have to pick one thing at a time. So short wellies or boots. They're supposed to be wellies. Next wellies was described by the police. So that's what they're supposed to be. Green next wellies. Should we do the crab stance now? You checked your photos from Blackpool on the 27th of January. It was cloudy, wet day, not frosty. So it might not be frosty then. You see, I don't know. I can't determine, but a lot of people seem to think that. AccuWeather says it was dry and clear on the 27th of the 1st. No rain forecast in Inskip that day. So I don't know. Again, like, we're looking at temperatures really mainly, I suppose. They are wearing coats, which would imply that it's cold. Should we do the crab walk next? Yeah, let's do the crab walk. Okay. And you have got to give Mind Juice their due for this. They've coined it the crab walk. But I'm going to show you something that other people don't. Right. I'm going to slow it down. This is where you talk about juice, talk about your mind juice, talk about your Grizzly True Crime, talk about your True Crime rocket science. This is where I need my flowers, because I'm going to show you something that other people aren't showing you, frankly. And you know, you've got through this whole episode, so well done you, with my ranting and my attitude. Sorry, I apologise. I'm a bit tired. I'm a bit eggy about it today. But what we're going to do now is going to blow your mind, and I want it to be accepted. You know, I'm not here to blow my own ego off the trumpet, but what I hope to do in my media is bring to you something and add some value. The reason I hope you tip me, the reason I hope you support it, the reason I hope we get memberships as we open that up in the future, and we're going to expand on to making more media by going out in the field and taking our cameras and stuff like that. You know, we're going to build the team here. And what I'm intending to do, my principle as a media producer is I create media with value. You consume it, you discover the value, and you think it's worth supporting so that it can continue. That's my business plan, so to speak. You know, I'm not afraid to say I want to try and make some money out of YouTube, but I'm not going to do a clickbait, and I'm not going to do a jump on the bandwagon, and I'm not going to do whatever's trending. I need to get views, I need to draw attention to the channel, but I want to create value. So here's me creating the value today, okay? And how I'm going to create the values, I'm going to show you something other people don't. So playback speed 0.25, let's watch. Here's the crab walk. I think it's easier to see when we rewind it slightly. And we probably do want to focus in a bit closer on her. So let's have that. As I rewind it, and I'll do it frame by frame, what I see here is I see a very elongated stride. Any Brits in the audience will know what I'm saying here when I say Ministry of Silly Walks, John Cleese. I find that length of stride there, that's the jump in the clip. Then there's this length, like she crosses her feet when she turns, look. She's got a bottom right foot turned slightly outwards towards the white car. She brings this foot across herself all the way. When you walk, you don't tend to cross your feet over like this. She brings it all the way over there. It seems unnaturally long, that stride. And she puts her foot down, heel first, heel toe. You can see it there, even though the ghastly true crime words are just slightly covering it, which is annoying because now the words ghastly true crime are interfering with our perception of the truth. But as she turns that, you can see heel toe. Heel toe. It's like she's putting her foot down on the outside of her heel, and then her toe goes down. And then this big, long, almost John Cleese Ministry of Silly Walks foot comes. It has to come all the way around this foot, and it comes in heel toe, bang. And you can see on that image, you can see this, her toe is on the outside of her foot. It's not pointing inwards like pigeon toes, it's pointing outwards like duck feet. Yeah. We'll look at the third car at the jump. Okay, try and remind me again, Nevsar, when I ask you in a minute, if I don't remember, because I will ask again other things. We'll look at the third car, okay. But we're looking at the foot now, right? You've got that foot, yeah, you can see it goes out, and then this other foot now, again, look at the way the knees bend, like the foot goes down, heel, you've got a big knee bend, and then she's pushing up off the knees as she launches herself towards that last foot. That last one is pointing towards the car where you're going, but again, the foot is pointing outwards, and it's a wide stance. That's what I'm seeing here. Almost to the point where I would say it's like a John Cleese silly walk.
And then whoosh.
Almost like a John Cleese silly walk. Bending the knees. Thank you for the tippies, Mart. I will get onto that in just a sec. Bending the knees. Big long strides. Feet slightly splayed outwards. So we're looking at someone who's got what I would call a lumbering gait. Like they hench their way along like this. Like they remind me of the Gumby men. There's a lot of Python about this. Do you know these, the Gumby men? They all have their feet pointed outwards. And they like march along. The Gumby men. Do you remember them? I'm not going to put a clip because it will get us copyright, but the Gumby men, it reminds me of that, the way she walks. Can we see Emma walk? Can we see Emma walk? Good question. Good question. Right, I'll take my tippies and then I'm going to blow your minds with what I consider to be valuable content. And you decide. You decide. Your page. Thank you very much. Should have this open all the time, really, shouldn't I? You would fall over walking like that, says Mark. Yeah, it looks like a cumbersome walk. It almost looked like the feet were in wellies that were too big for them, or like the shoes were too small for them or something. It looked like there was some issue with the shoes, I would say, or something. This big cumbersome walk. I'll show you one more time in like slow-mo, real time, whatever. Look. Bouncing, heels, heavy, kind of hench. Yeah. So you want to see Emma. Get this. Marsh Farm Hall. Marsh Farm Hall. Video tour. Oh, don't mind if I do. Watch it on YouTube, shall I? I will do. Yeah. I will do. I'm going to take this one, edit, transform, reset the transform. I'm just going to make the whole screen that I'm watching big so you can see all the information around it as well. Because Marsh Farm Hall by E. White. I'm told that this is Ed White, not Emma White. E. White. But it is Marsh Farm Hall.
Welcome to Marsh Farm Hall. My name's Emma. We're going to take a little tour of the venue today. Welcome.
And I don't need to see the full tour of the... You know, we can have a look at Marsh Farm Hall another time if you want, but it's a wedding venue. We know that. You know, we get that. These are the rooms where Nicola was possibly murdered and cleaned afterwards. And that's the room where maybe Emma and Paul were caught shagging. And this is the room where they did the interview. And that's the chimney where those scaffolders were working, or at least the van was out the back. That big brick chimney thing that goes up. You know, this is Marsh Farm Hall. We know it's Marsh Farm Hall. Emma's there telling us.
If you enjoyed the tour, we look forward to welcoming you in the future for a celebration to remember.
Thanks, Emma. And this video was made by some sort of wedding videographer who's been to the Marsh Farm Hall to shoot a wedding and has then got the gig of doing the Marsh Farm Hall video. E. White, right, if I open this image in a new tab, very small picture, very difficult for anyone to see anything out of this. And this is going a bit far, right? But this is the internet, and they've put this on the internet, and, you know, we want to know what's going on. So this is up to them. Like, if they want this on the internet, that's up to them. I'm just watching YouTube. They asked me to look at it because it says it on their website. Please look at it. That's the best you're going to see of this picture. Wearing a suit. kind of buttoned up, and the tie looks like it's been up a bit tight to the neck. It almost looks like this black suit. It looks like you might be working at a funeral director or something. But I'm going to say no. I'm going to say you're in the countryside and you're a farmer, because farmers often look scruffy, and when they're in their suit, it looks a little bit too tight to the neck, a little bit done up. And there's this little badge here, which might be for the event you're going to represent some sort of like NFU or something like that. I just get a farmer vibe. I might be wrong, but that's who's put this photograph on this channel, and that's who reset the transform, and that's whose channel this is. So that's the best I can do at telling you whose channel this is. White, yeah. And on their channel, they've got some other videos which they're happy for everyone on the internet to see. So there's this one. And this video is about this soft toy corgi who has taken a journey from Queen's London, the Queen, and all the way to St. Michael's School. It's something to do for the kids, maybe. You know, maybe the kids made it. It's very badly edited and put together. You can see all these like still frames. Like, it's just like, you know, my first movie on iMovie. You know, it's not very well edited. It's not very well put together. So that tells me that this Marsh Farm Hall tour was done by a professional, and the rest of the videos here are home movies. Yeah, and of course they are, because this is Sports Day 2020 in Lancashire. I showed you this the other day. This is Emma White's children, and she's put them on the internet, or they've put them on the internet. So I don't want to show you their faces. I don't think that's right, but they are happy to have this video linked through their website with their children on it. That's their choice, not mine. But in this video, they do this exercise thing.
Oh, Dad, keep going up, keep going. No, last push.
Yeah, so they're doing this exercise thing, and then Emma gets involved and beats all the kids, slams the kids at this exercise thing. Look, the head is cut off. You can see the head is cut off. Someone who's filming this has actually cut the head off. But this is Ed. Ed is her husband, apparently. You're saying in chat as well. I don't know. You know, I don't know. It's White's channel. This is on the internet. It's connected to their business, Marsh Farm Hall. So if you're looking for your wedding venue, you find this. And
Go,
this.
Mummy, go, 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 go.
You get to see a bit of her here, a bit of the shoulders, a bit of the physique, the size of the feet. The competitive aspect. You know, this is her Kids Sports Day video that she's doing. She's fucking going for it, mate. Look at her. Like, she's not the little petite little angel on top of the tree that people suggest, is she? She's not this little petite little you know, like, she's kind of like, she's got the gym kit on. I don't know if she does weights. I said this yesterday. She looks a bit more hench than I previously had her down for. And when you go very carefully and slowly through this, towards the end of this exercise routine, as she gets a bit more, I would say, what's the word, fatigued or whatever. Although she's quite, you know, quite fit, isn't she? You know, she's quite physically strong in a way. She jumps left and right here. You see how she lands here? Like, the feet are coming apart. Sorry that the YouTube line is in the way, but you can see it there, can't you? Her feet are slightly splayed apart here. Her feet, as she jumps, they splay apart. Like, her natural... This is not just a test of fitness, this one. This is also a test of coordination. And she's naturally not that coordinated. She's a bit of a Gumby herself. Like, she's a bit of a mal-coordinator. She doesn't quite get... Like, you're supposed to be on this, jumping between the two discs, the pieces of cheese on the floor, but she's managed to move back while she's doing it forward and around. Her arms go a bit wild. There's not a consistent look. You see the left arm's out, the right arm's in, and stuff like that. Like, there's not this consistent posture of symmetry. She's inconsistent, non-symmetrical. We're looking at someone who's a bit clumsy in ways. In this, like, she's not graceful. Kids in, so I'm not going to look at that. You know, I'm going to get rid of the kid, thank you. Although you put your kids on the internet for everyone to see them, so that's up to you. But there she is, you know, there's her feet being slightly apart. It gets worse because we get to see Emma in action racing her child on School Sports Day. This is one of my favourite, obviously kids don't want to be looking at them, but it's just there, I have to pass that to this. Because this moment, which they have, I have to see the kids in this because I want to talk about what's being said over the top, and they're there, but hopefully, you don't see their faces. I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying. It's not about the kids. But this guy, whoever this is, possibly her husband, is saying something to her when he's about to start recording. And what he's saying to her is something along the lines of...
I don't know, okay, go on.
Sorry, what? What did you say?
I don't know, okay, go on.
I had to go on. And Emma turns to him and she gives him this look of disgust. Like, we see this is my body language analysis coming out now, good old Scotty Hottie on the body language. This is a look of condescension and disgust. What he said was, okay, go on. And she's turning back to say, can't you even fucking record the thing properly? You fucking idiot. All you have to do, your one job is to press record on that. Have you not even got that right, you idiot? And it makes me think this guy is like, I thought maybe farmer with the suit. I might be wrong. I think, terrified, scared of her. He's under the submissive position, like worried about getting it wrong. I think he's not consistently involved with the family day to day. Maybe Emma's the one that's doing all the stuff, taking all the reins, in control of everything. It's a narcissism worry. We go back to Marsh Farm Hall. TripAdvisor, and this is a standout for me. We did the red flags of narcissism recently, and this stands out to me. Even the good reviews, I'm not going to read all the reviews, but even the good reviews, when they mention Emma, the owner organizer, couldn't have been more helpful. She literally did everything, from decorating the room to organising the food and dispensing the drinks. Did everything, hands-on with everything. It's kind of a red flag waiver for narcissism, that you have to be in control of everything. And like, can you imagine having your wedding and this one woman is always there doing everything? Like, doesn't she hire a waitress to pour the drinks? Don't she hire like a chef to do the food? Or like, not everything. Putting out your hats, telling you where to go, move here, stand there, organising your wedding for you, organising everything, in charge. Can't afford staff, maybe, good point. Down in the before COVID, she had someone working there called Kate. It was mentioned in one of these, but yeah, maybe she can't afford the staff. Is that a red flag? The bad review comes from people come from Botswana. I wonder, are they, if they're coming from Botswana, are they black? And is she giving them poor service because they're black? Because this bad review basically was angry about having so much wedding crap in the way, and that they hadn't bothered to, like, Emma, who does everything, hadn't bothered to do anything for them, essentially. The ensuite bathroom smelt of sewage. There was a problem with the television, and they still had a good time, but, it could have had more care and attention to the house. That was back in 2017, maybe, before they got going. But anyway, they have got a bad review. I'm not going to linger on that too much. But even the good review talked about this controlling aspect. And we see this man fumble his words, and Emma, like, turns back, like, the look on her face. You know this look.
I don't know, okay, go on.
You know that look. You know that look. And look at her hair as well. What's going on with the hair? And the shoulders, and the fact that we're in this gym kit and we're, doing the school sports. This is not someone who's just bought a vest top so they can look good on the school sports day. My mom, bless her, she was quite a glamorous lady, is quite a glamorous lady. And when we did, this is what I'm to past tense, when we did school sports, they do the mum's race. And like, I remember one of her friends, bless her, she's dead now, like, God rest her soul, Penny. Penny would come in her gym kit. Penny was sporty. She was from a farming background, and Penny would turn up in her gym kit and absolutely ace everyone at the sports day. And my mum would be there in like a dress and, like, dangly earrings, like, running, like having to take one of her high heels off, do you know what I mean? But this, to me, it shows me that somebody's got their gym kit, they're interested in the fitness, they were doing all that jumping, they're competitive, they're strong, they're from a farming background, they've got horse stuff on the property, When you look at Marsh Farm Hall, it's got a horse ring. You know, horsey people who don't mind about sending the horse off to the knacker's yard. Take the ball off the dog, fucking shoot it with a shotgun if it's in with the chickens. Like, you know, horsey people. I don't think horsey people are that nice to me. I know a lot of people love horses, right? And this might come across badly, but I believe horses, because I'm vegan, I believe horses have their own lives and that I shouldn't sort of force them to do what I want them to do all their life, that maybe they could just live free. That's how they used to live. But horse people think differently, and they literally, you know, trade them as if they're objects. And like real horse people, they don't think about the horse's feelings when they're hitting them with the stick and making them run and, do you know what I mean, shooting them when they have a broken leg and all that. There's almost a, what's wrong with competitive people? There's nothing wrong with being competitive in itself, but we're painting a picture of a person here that's different from the way that she's been perceived in the media. And it supports the case that I've said about her being jealous of Nicola and about having the capability of murdering her and about having the capability of stealing her husband and getting in bed with people. And, you know, she looks butch, rough, harsh, tight, like hard-nosed. Do you know what I mean? Like, these sort of feelings are coming here. And her attitude to her family, to her husband on school sports day with the kids is, fuck you, you idiot. As she looks round with not a smile. With not a smile. You know, that's the feelings I'm getting. You can tell me I'm wrong. We can discuss it. I don't mind. But that's the feelings I'm getting. Now, remember the walk. Why are we here? Why are we here?
Okay, I'm gonna...
we're here because of that woman uploaded it initially. But we're here, aren't we? We're here, look. Remember this. We're looking at on the heel, big strides, almost ungainly, almost a bit hench. Door cam footage released after 9 days on the 5th of Feb. Says Viking Shield Maiden. Interesting. I want to bring your attention to a couple of things, right? I'm telling you there's value in what I'm saying, remember? So let me just edit, transform, reset, transform. This is the image from the video that we're watching of the school sports day. You're all going to be interested in the way she runs.
Mark, get set, go!
And we're going to look at that, right? But what I want you to see here initially is look at the quality of this image. It's from 2 years ago. It's obviously filmed on a phone. My phone today does a better job of filming HD, proper HD. This doesn't do proper HD. This is 360p. When we go back to this, like that's me filming with my camera. Look at it, how sharp it is. People have said quite often, how is this door cam footage so blurry and so bad when it's door cam footage? Well, for a start, it's only this part in the corner that we're blowing up, so that's a problem. It's only a quarter of its resolution when we blow it up because we're only taking a quarter of the image. But is it possible this isn't a door cam? Is it possible this is a phone? That someone set something up to make a video? Is that possible? I don't know. I'm not saying it is a thing. I'm saying, is it possible? Because I would expect the door cam footage to be better quality. I would expect the door cam not to jump. I would expect the door cam not to move. I would expect it, you know, I don't know everyone, my neighbours don't have a door cam. Like, you know, I don't know everyone's got one. Maybe they don't even have one and they said they had one so they could put these images out there. But actually they just put a phone up there and recorded it. I don't know. It looks like a strange position for a door cam. It looks like a strange frame for a door cam. There's lots of reasons why it's sus. So it could well be a door cam. I'm not saying it's not. But I'm saying that if you were going to use your phone and your partner had a phone that recorded shit quality footage and you wanted to use it in order to create an image that was difficult to see. Oh, we shot this on your iPhone and it looked fucking so crisp you can see it's Emma. Oh, wait. What if I use this shit phone with the shit video? Could that help? Like, is that an option? There's a question, right? And no one else is saying this.
I don't know. Okay, go on.
Mark,
So now what I want to know is, on your marks, get set, go. Let's see the race.
get set, go!
Don't hold back. Look at her running off. She beats her. She beats her. It is school sports day and they are doing a relay. So now they hand over and the kids run. Emma screams at him. Go on, you chuffer. Go on. We're not going to see the kids' faces, so I'm not going to show that bit. But Emma screams at him. You know, she's competitive. Here's Emma doing running. Her shoes are interesting. It looks like she got horseshoes on the bottom of her shoes. Has she got horseshoes on the bottom of her shoes, or am I tripping? Is that a funny kind of shoe? I don't know if it's relevant. In fact, I don't even think it's relevant. I just think it's weird. But maybe, you know, it's a horsey shoe. And it's a cool, expensive horsey shoe or something. Why are those horseshoes on them? Maybe it's just a pattern. I said this yesterday. What we're actually looking at is her gait, isn't it? So as we move through this, frame by frame, what we see, there she goes down on the foot. Her ankle turns slightly outwards. Like you see, she almost rolls her ankle over to the right because she's doing this thing that she puts the heel first and then the outer part of her foot goes down first. It's not flat, it's the outer part and then it rolls round. She almost turns her ankle. You see that? Look at how hench she looks in this. You know, these arms are up, like, now that she's pulling this physique, she almost looks kind of hench, doesn't she? Yeah. The next foot, now she is running, so her strides are big here. She's intending to do big strides, but very similar length of big strides to that. You know, the stride length is very similar to that other video we just watched. We can't measure it, we've got nothing to really go on, but maybe we could measure versus her feet. Maybe someone who's more expert at this could have a go. I don't think it's a good thing to do because perspective changes on camera and you could be getting it wrong. Like the width of her leg might look wide because you go around this side and it looks wide, and then around this side it looks thin and she just twists it or something like that. But there, look, foot out. This foot, the toe is pointed outside of the front. Yeah, outside of the front. It's almost like she's like got penguin legs, isn't it? Like it's almost like she waddles along like a penguin. She's running here, but you can see as the process of running, she's come to this hunched over position. Her legs bend heavy, and she pushes off. As she hits the ground with her heel, she pushes off with the bent knees. That one there, you see, outer part of the leg, outer part of the ankle. It's almost like she's had problems learning to walk as a kid also. I'm not dissing her for this. I'm saying it's just a fact. Like, she's got outwardly splaying. Emma, her physique, her posture, the way she runs is a bit uncoordinated. We saw earlier her jumping, her arms going everywhere. It's a bit more hench than you thought she was. Everyone was saying Emma's quite thin and small and little. She's a bit bigger and thicker than you thought she was. She's definitely capable as like a strong person here, isn't she? Look, you wouldn't want that running at you, would you? Knocking you over. You wouldn't want to be discovered in bed with Nicola's husband and Nicola to try and assault you and then Emma jump on you. Like, what if Emma jumped on you and started laying into you, you know? I don't know about these horseshoe things. I really don't. I don't know why that is on those trainers. I don't know if it's a feature of the trainer or if it's a horsey shoe. Let me just ask Google, because you are asking. Trainers with horse shoes. Equine sneakers. World horse racing. There's a pair of Nikes on a horse there. That looks kind of wicked. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, so we're seeing this run. We know this is Emma. We're 100% this is Emma. We're seeing someone who looks kind of henchy. Kind of like Uncle Fester. You know? And then she's got this awkward run like she's heel first. This is the really good one. You can see that goes down there. The heel is first. The toe is splayed outwards. And she's almost hunched over. Right? I'm going to take us back to this. Come on. Look at the arms and everything.
Again. I couldn't be happier. Swish and then whoosh.
That's a bit of an Uncle Fester walk, if ever I've seen one. You can't see it all because of the jacket now. But you've got that Gumby walk, haven't you? You've got that heel down. Same feet. Heel down, foot out. It's almost like your wellies are too big for you. Big stride. Your arms are naturally coming up and round like this. They're naturally coming up and round like this as you go in. Come on. You're not hunched over because you're not running. Come on, though. Am I wrong? In chat, do you see this? Do you think I'm right or wrong? Let's just have a quick straw poll. I'll make you a poll for this. I mean, you're probably going to agree with me because you're here in chat, aren't you? But start a poll. Emma walking. I'm just going to say, you know, is that Emma walking to the car? I forget my capitalisation on the walk. Actually, I'll make it grammatically correct. Emma walking to the car. Question mark. Ask your community. You know, I'm going to put the poll out there. I assume you're all going to agree with me, but you wouldn't be here if you did. You tend to create echo chambers on the YouTube, don't you? If people hated what I was saying, they might have logged off by now. But there's the poll for you to have a go on for a few minutes. Got some more tippies. Paul Ansell. Paul Ansell.
It's raining again. I couldn't be happier. Swish and then whoosh.
Paul, thank you, Silver. Paul Ansell bought me a coffee. He says he's sorry he can't talk, mate. Busy pounding Emma right now. Have a drink on me. Thank you, Paul Ansell. I didn't do it. I'm not doing it. So, it's not my fault. It's kind of funny, though. Silver, recognise you now, regular here. You think the video has been messed with 100%? Well, it has. We can, yeah. Thank you for the tenner. That's really great. Thank you. It's all going into the cat fund this week. I think the video has been messed with 100%. Not just I think. Like, we know. We can see the blurring. We can see the blurring. And we can see the watermark. So we know the video has been messed with. It's just how much has it been messed with? Isn't it? Like, the woman that presented the video even told us that she edited it. Photoshopped it. And then she said it was... This is what made me so angry yesterday as well. He's like, being talked to like I'm a fucking idiot, I don't put up with. Do you know what I mean? I don't put up with that shit. So when she said this, and I'm reiterating, I am, repeating, regurgitating my dinner here, but this made me so angry because I felt like she was talking down to the people on the internet who were looking for answers.
You've missed all the horrendous theories that are out there. And the point is to show that, well, yes, Paul was there by the car. Yes, that is Nicola. Although I know that there's still going to be people saying that's not Nicola. But people are literally, the theory is that Paul wasn't there at the car that day, that it's Emma. There's a whole conspiracy theory that is built, and it's really gaining momentum as well, So I'm hoping that showing the CCTV footage, that it's better to see it on video than those stills that were super cropped and shared on the media, with mainstream media, because then the more it's shared and those little pictures, eventually the quality breaks down so much as well, and so it starts being said that it's photoshopped and all kinds of stuff. So that's the point of it. Okay, so
you don't want it to appear photoshopped, so the last thing you do is to photoshop it. I mean, what she's revealed there to me, I'm going on about her again. What she's revealed to me is she's either desperately stupid, because you can't say on the internet, I want to make sure you don't think these pictures are photoshopped. So here's my photoshopped image to make sure that you don't think it's been photoshopped. Can't you see what you've said there? Can't you understand that? Anyway, let's have a look at your poll. And we've got, how do I see the whole poll? Oh, here we go. We've got 70% are saying yes. We've got 28% no. If you want to get your vote in, you've got now another 3 minutes for that poll. You don't need long, do you? You're just only clicking a button. It's not like you're having to knock someone on the head and then choke them out and then realise that you've gone a bit too far and then conjure up a plan on how you're going to dispose of the body. Maybe make it look like she's on a normal walking routine in the morning so that people think she disappeared the day after she disappeared, which buys you more time, gets them looking in the river when she's not really there. But you have her handily stashed in a culvert, which is just literally 100 yards from your property. It's not like that's happened. You only have to click a button. Google Maps. Google me a map. Don't show them where I live. It's around that area.
It's raining again. I couldn't be happier. Swish
and then whoosh.
It's raining again. I
more.
couldn't be happier. Swish and then whoosh.
Okay. Claire O'Mara bought a coffee and says horseshoes. Right. Thank you very much. And Emma White. Sorry, Claire, you just got superseded by Emma White there. Just in bed with Paul. Legs are feeling weak. Bed sheets are wet and they need changing. Anyway, great stream. Love. Must come to St. Michael's one day for a drink with us all. I am considering booking Marsh Farm Hall for an event. I'll have you know, Emma. Thank you very much for the coffee. I'm considering booking Marsh Farm Hall. You can just book it on the internet. But I'm worried that they might murder me. So I'm a bit worried about that. But if I wanted to book Marsh Farm Hall, I'll tell you what I might do. I might come over here on Google Maps and I might take a look at the place, because that's the sort of thing you do, isn't it? And on Google Maps, if you want your property to be blurred out, then you can write to Google. You have to do it yourself. This doesn't just happen by accident. You have to write to Google and you have to say, I would like my property to be blurred out on Google Maps, please. And then they'll just do that for you. It's no brainer. You know, it's easy to do. But the issue with it is that you have to do it yourself. So someone's chosen to ask Google to blur out their property. And if you're running a wedding business and you want people to find your property when they come to your wedding business, you even put a sign out that says, this is Marsh Farm Hall, please come in. You know, she's even got signs out and stuff. You would hope that Google wouldn't blur it out because it would make it more difficult for your business, wouldn't it? In a way. There's your sign there. And there's a big sign there. This is where you want them to come in. This is where you want them to come in, not over there. So blur that out. It's a bit strange, isn't it? A bit strange. Please check out the neighbour's car. Oh, good point. Yeah, we're going to check out that car as well. Good point. Someone else said that, didn't they? I'm not to forget that. Up the Garstang Road here. Do you remember Emma mentioned Garstang Road? I don't want to get the interview out again, but she was saying, she was like, the police are focusing on this Garstang Road and seeing if they get any CCTV. You know, she brought it up, Garstang Road. It's the road that goes outside of her house. And like, it's in her mind. It's in her mind. The old Garstang Road.
It's raining again. I couldn't be happier.
Penny Fletcher sending me some tips there. Thank you, Penny. I'll get onto that in just a second. Just want to show you this. If you go up the road here on Garstang Road, you just go like literally 100 yards from Emma's house and you get to this point in the road here. You probably don't want to be walking up and down here with a body because people are going to see you on this main road. This is like a quite a busy stretch of road in a way. But just here, this is a little, what we call a bridge. And why do you need a bridge on a road? Well, because it goes over this. It's not a river. It's not like anything like that. What this is a culvert. I call it a culvert. It might be an American term, but it's drainage. You've got these fields, and on either side of these fields, you've got the crops. They're growing. And when it rains heavy, you don't want the crops to waterlog. So what you do, you notice the ground level is slightly down in the middle there, isn't it? Slightly down. So what you do is you dig a big hole, and you see this little stream is running through it. Little stream. Enough of a stream and a hole that is requiring a bridge under the road for the road to go over it. A nice solid bridge. You can climb down on the sides there on some steps. It's big enough to need a big... You could probably get through that. You could probably crawl through it underneath there. You can't see it on Google Maps here because of our position, but I'm telling you, you could crawl through it, yeah? And it's not just that this is that little waterway there. When it gets really... Because I go walking the dog in these sort of fields all the time. Viking Shield Maiden paused the video and her foot disappeared, question mark. We'll have a look. $2. Thank you for £2. Thank you very much. What's interesting here is that when the water gets heavy, if it's been raining, not just it rains and that fills up, but the groundwater feeds into this system. So after a few days of heavy rain or snow, or it rains heavily somewhere else and it feeds down through the system, because we're down towards the river end of the sea here, aren't we? We're down towards near the sea, where water feeds into the sea. And this feeds into the river, this does. So when the water comes, when it snows somewhere or it rains and it feeds down, this fills up. And it fills up right to the top. It can fill up all the way to the top there where the fields start. It's extra drainage. That's what you want. You don't want the fields filling up with water. You want it draining into this. So these long grasses here, they get covered with water. I've been there, not there, but in fields just like it with my dog. I go to places like this, and sometimes it's freely flowing. Freely flowing. So this is just, you enter this part here. You could enter that part there, at that gate. It's closed up. It's a gate. It's just up the road from Emma's house. But you don't have to do that. If you want, you can look at it like this. If you live at Emma's house, you don't have to go out this gate here, and up the road to this place where you could hide a body. You don't have to just go there. That's not just your only option. If you wanted, you could just walk out the back here and see out the back, look, this is Emma's fence. And this is a field. At the moment in the UK, these fields are not being ploughed and furrowed and stuff going on. They've got like overwinter crops in there to help the nitrogen cycle, I imagine. So it's just like a field with stuff in it. They don't care. There's not farmers out there, you know, checking it and pruning it. And you walk this far down from that corner there to there. That's the river wire. And in those other videos, you've seen those culverts. There's a one-way valve, essentially. You lift the lid and it flows through into the river. You don't want the river flowing back into your drainage system. So you put a one-way valve there. And that there, about the same size as that bridge, isn't it? You see this bridge here that we saw on the Google Maps that is big enough for you to walk across. You could crawl under it. You could have a picnic under it. It's that big, that bridge. All that water's got to flow underneath it. It's about the same size here, a land bridge here, with a pipe that's big enough to fit 6 people in. I would imagine. Like, I don't know how you'd have to pack them in, but, you know, it's a big pipe. Big enough for you to crawl through. We saw the front of it, the same style when other people on the internet have showed those videos. They lifted it up and the water flowed out, and it's designed to drain out into the river. So if this was free flowing and high, you could come here, you could secrete a body here, it would be in the water, effectively seeming to be in the river. Thank you for the tippies, going to get those in a second. Seemingly to be in the river. So apparently it's 3,000mm pipe, Squirrel Sniper says. They know their stuff maybe. You could put the body in there, it would be underwater, it would be in the river effectively. All the river searches would miss it, unless they were opening these culverts. And then when you wanted to, you could just open that culvert and it'd float out into the river. That's an option. Or you could have maintained the body in this property somewhere and then just dumped it down there and it would float up to where it was found. Because where it was found, in this area, apparently the psychic is saying it's not necessarily anything to do with the lay-by anymore. Well, where it was found is in this area, isn't it? And this river flows backwards and forwards with the tide. So anywhere from here, if you dump your body here, it can be anywhere 100 meters up and down, you know, a mile up and down of there. It just seems really convenient that Emma's got this back door, and, you know, on her back door is the place the body was effectively found. Like, imagine Nicola's body had floated down a bit more or less and was found outside Emma's house. Like, very close. Very close, isn't it? Surely they searched the culvert. I don't know what they did. I don't know. Emma and Paul know because they were there asking the police what they're searching. So they don't have to store it in the culvert on, like, they could store it in the culvert on day 1 and then pull it, drag it up to the chuffing bridge on day 2, and then drag it back down on day, whenever's, you know, I don't know whether the police are searching that bridge and under that bridge. If you're searching for for Nicola, who's gone in the river, why are you searching under this bridge? I don't think they are. They didn't have like hundreds of thousands of people scouring every nook and cranny, and Emma was the organiser of the searches, and she gave them 10 different routes to go and look on, all starting over here. Going off from, they've made sure that this is the place they're searching. This is the area that's being searched. They made sure they put a decoy out there. They put the phone out there. They put the dog out there to keep people away from this area, which is where the crime went down. So, like, that's just a thing. It's just a thing. Just a sort of factual, you know. Again, the murder bit was my conjecture. I done a murder was my bit, wasn't it? That was my bit. That was my bit. But, you know, if I was Inspector Morse, I'd be looking into this. Just seems fucked up, doesn't it? Just seems well fucked up. Good old Marsh Farm Hall. Garstang Road. The Garstang Road, which goes all the way up here. All the way around. And that's that road that she was asking for CCTV. That's where Emma was stood when she was making that appeal on the telly. You know, we were looking for people who've been driving on the Garstang Road. Garstang Road's in my mind. Is it? Oh. Okay. Okay. Right, let's go back to that. Please, we looked at that. I need to get that off my chest. Let's go tippies and then go back to the pictures. We've got Claire, Emma and Giz. That must be True Crime Grizzly Ghastly Crime. Has become internet buddies. She has her under her thumb. That's why she has extra CCTV footage. You could do a meet and greet at that country house. Lots of love. Thanks for keeping me sane with the real truth analysed real time. Thanks, Claire. Thanks. Thanks to the tippies. I don't know that they're friends. Claire's saying it. But, you know, I would rather agree with people that agree with me, but I don't know it. But Claire's saying it. Penny Fletcher bought a coffee. Listen, you, don't you dare come anywhere near my farm or camp. Penny, I see. Me and Penny would actually get along. I bet Penny's the sort of person, for all that she looked bad on that, and we will finally eventually at some point look at Penny's little bit of interview. But, like, I just think that you'd actually, most of us would get on with her because she doesn't, like, they like, people are in this chat because they like me not pulling any punches. They like me telling it how it is. And Penny's like that as well. She doesn't take any shit. She can't be asked with people fucking around on her property. You know, she doesn't want to be messing about. She just wants to give it you straight. And it might come across as being really raw and confrontational, and some people might not jive with it. But the fact that she's doing it And as the murder investigation unfolds, the missing person investigation unfolds, she's not hiding her personality. I think she's being open and honest, more than Emma, who Emma comes across as being all meek and sweet and lovely, and behind closed doors, she's fucking come on you. So like, murder, fucking work meeting. Like, you know, she's not, Penny's on the up and up as far as I'm concerned, but she says, listen you, don't you dare come anywhere near my farm or campsite. Are you listening? I'll be watching you like a hawk. Go to Butlins instead. The comedy tippies now. We've got like a cast of comedy tippers. Like the different people from this investigation have decided to pop on and drop me some dollars. This is Hepzibah. Oh, you put it so I can spell. Thank you. That's nice of you. Hepzibah. Or Hepzibah. Yeah, Hepzibah. I've been a silent watcher for a while, and you've been loving the content. Been a vegan for a decade, so from a fellow vegan, enjoy your tip. Thank you. And you know, as vegan, that this tippy is not going to go, that 10 notes is not going to go into the economy of shame. I'm not going to pay someone to murder an animal with that. I'm going to use it, well, unless I get my cat put down. I'm going to use, that was a bad joke. I'm going to use it for good in general. I try and give my money to nice people. I try and spend ethically if I can. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, in chat, we've got lots of stuff. I want to get to what's been suggested. I don't want to leave you hanging.
I couldn't be happier.
Unlike Nicola and Emma. I've used too many windows, right? This is the full CCTV. I'm putting it right at the end where I want it. We're going for another tippies. People complain about the tippies. Oh, he's getting tippies and it's putting me off. You have to accept it. This is how I'm earning money. Like, you know, it's part of the show. Just thank you. No message, just thank you. Thank you. 7 notes there. That's nice. Thanks. It's all going to make a big difference this week. It really is, because I had that extra bill. But I'm not here grifting. Like, you know, it's just the facts of it. Nicola Bulley thought, but I am here grifting in terms of I create value. Like I said, I believe what we're doing today is different from other people. I believe I'm saying something new in the ideas space, and I think that I'm creating value. So I think that's worth it. So let's look at this third car. Yeah. Let's look at this third car. I don't see this myself. I'm confused. So tell me in chat now what it is I'm missing. Is it this car up here? Is that what I'm supposed to be looking at? And does it shift between the two pictures? Is that what I'm supposed to be looking at? Minted now, tippies. Yeah, Charlie. It seems, I tell you what, when you watch these people on the internet, it seems like, you know, lots of money's coming in. That's good for me. I'm lucky. I'm very grateful. I've worked 2 years with nothing. Right. I say nothing. Snippies has been really helpful, has been really supportive. Capital K has been really supportive. Nigel's always been consistently there, supportive, like really supportive, like financially. Like I've had people who have really helped and kept me just about eating. But I want to go places. I don't just want to be sitting here talking to you on the camera. I also want to go and take the cameras out. We're going to need a budget for that. I want to have people in the team, like a camera person, an editor. I'm going to want to pay them. So I want to go, like, it's not just getting money so I can go down the bookies and spend it on lagers. I'm actually trying to create a fighting fund so that we can do better media. So I am getting tippies and I am grateful, but I still, you know, that kitty needs to grow, and I do want to use it to eat.
I couldn't be happier.
You know, I want this to be my job. So thank you again, Claire, with the tippies. I want this to be my job. So I need to make a consistent income, you know, and this is not, this is lovely that these tippies come in, but I can't go to the bank and say, can I have a mortgage? I did really well on the tippies. They'll say, no, it's not a consistent income. What I need to do is over time, I need to build up this consistent income through tippies, through YouTube, through a sponsor. I need to get a sponsor. And then when I've got that all consistent and it's sustainable, then we can start paying me. So at the moment, I'm doing good, but I'm not just taking that down the, you know, Argos and buying myself a new coffee machine. That's not what's happening. So, you know, bear that in mind as well. Bear that in mind as well. It's very grateful for all this. You were getting Emmerdale vibes. I totally agree. My very first video on this, I said, do you watch Emmerdale? Because I really think like, I don't watch it enough to know about the Tates, but I know you get these villages, you get these backbitings, these keeping up with the Joneses. You know, it's not all lovey-dovey in the little villages. I used to live in a little village, and there was like, you know, affairs and people running the pub and kicking off sometimes, and, you know, all this stuff. People had shotguns. It went on, you know. The village atmosphere. She is Emma in her dales in the big house. She, I don't quite get the reference, but I'm sure people do. Tates seem to have a big part of the village, good or bad. History, just your brain works. The Tates seem to, I see what you mean, yeah. I think I know who the Tates are. I think I know. But it's all this, smiles on the front, isn't it? And then dark underneath. Right, let's get back to this. From now on, I'll leave tippies for a little bit. If they come in, I'll let them build up and then we'll look at them at the end. Because what is this then? Play the video till the end shows the white car moved. Okay. I'm on slow speed, playback speed, normal. Ah! Went on King Jad Denver for a second. It finishes frame by frame. I'm trying to do this, but because it's... Amoro Mio says I've got a lovely radio voice. Thank you. Thank you. I've got a face for radio as well. That's that still frame they do at the end there, so that's where their video ends. But I don't see the white car move. Am I wrong? The still shot is better. I'll go to Grizzly original video. Every time you I've had this window open, right? Notice it hasn't happened on any of these other channels that I've been watching. Notice it hasn't happened on my channel. You might get a few videos on my channels as we get monetized and that. But every time I go on her video and move about, I get a video, don't I? I get an advert. Because she set it to maximum adverts. Cram them in there. I really want to make sure I get my money out of this. Like, it just... I can smell it on her. Yeah, so this is her effort at this.
I will play it again for you. I just wanted to play it all the way through at least one time first so that you can just see the footage there. And of course, I've had to blur out the numbers on the bins and the car registration numbers for obvious reasons.
She wanted to say obviously for obvious reasons, and she laughed at us again in a condescending sense. I don't know why you've blurred those out, but you tell me it's obvious. I'm stupid. You think the stills... Okay, in this still, I can see it's the back of the car. It definitely looks like the back of the car to me in that still, the way the wheels are and stuff. But then it's cutting off the wing mirror there. Is there a wing mirror there in the top? Let's have it big. Let's have it big. It's really difficult to see that. I think I can see a wing mirror there, which would imply that's the front of the car. I don't know what kind of car that is either, so I don't know what kind of shape it's supposed to have. And I'm going to move through from... Am I? No, it's not going to let me. Come on. Click on it then. Oh, it's because I'm moving... Yeah, I am moving through frame by frame, but there's nothing happening, is there? So there's the change. Like there, in that shot there, that one, and that's from the actual CCTV, they're climbing in the car there. That looks like the front of the car with a wing mirror, yeah? Am I wrong? Is that the front of a car with a wing mirror? I find this one really difficult, so you're going to have to tell me what you think in chat, I guess. Now compare. Well, I'm comparing it to... That's the CCTV footage where you see the full chunk of the car, and it looks to me like the front of it now. Even though I previously thought that was the back because it looks lifted. It looks like it's lifted up. I mean, that might not be a wing mirror. That, to me, looks like a wing mirror, but it might not be. It might just be something stuck on the car or something. It looks like the back shape of a car. It doesn't look like the front of a car, does it? It looks like the back shape of a car. And it looks like it's slightly lifted up over the wheel arch, which would make me think it's the the back maybe. But then these people have reversed into their drive. A good driver would reverse into their drive to make it easier for a quick exit maybe. So maybe this is a reversed in. Although an easy, you know, someone taking it easy would just drive in front ways. It doesn't look like this is the back door though, does it? Like if you think about how you would open the back door, where would the handle be and stuff? I'm confused. I'd find it very difficult to ascertain. The front of a Nissan Duke maybe. Great content, enjoyable to watch. Thank you, Stargazer Lass. Stargazer Lass. Stargazer Lass. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move my tippies up and just have a look at the tippies while I'm seeing what you're going to write in chat as well. Claire Amara bought me a coffee. I think we're up to date on these. That's okay. You know, I'm telling you, I find it very difficult, this one. I just find it very difficult. Look at Nikki's reflection in the door mirror, please. Okay, we'll try that. So, are we going to abandon this car bit? Like, I don't know how to answer your concerns there. I know that it looks like different. It's been cropped. So the information that I was previously using to verify which part of the car it is, the wing mirror, stuff like that, has been cropped out. But the wheel arch still looks the same. So I think it's the same. I don't think it's changed. It's okay for us to think different things. You know, it's okay for us to have different ideas. That's part of it. But for me, what I tend to say is I'll investigate it all. When things are really sus, I'm going to say Paul done a murder. But if I can't really, and I'm not so, you know, 50-50, I only want real strong evidence. So, I don't know. What's the red bin for? I don't know what the red bin is for. Let's have a look at Nikki's reflection. Let's go now to... This is the full video. And I want that shot to be... This needs to come down a bit, doesn't it? Whee.
It's raining again. I couldn't be happier.
Swish and then whoosh. That's Charlotte with the tippies. We'll look at that in just a second when I've finished messing about here. And I am just messing about now, I feel. But these are like... We're trying to squeeze every bit of the orange here, aren't we? I don't know if we're going to get a good look at this wing mirror. You know, I find it, this would be very difficult because it's such a small amount of pixels. But, oh, that's I've done a murder, yeah. Very good. Yeah, there's not really any reflection at all, is there? Unless she's a vampire. It's pointed in at the car, so there's not really any reflection there at all, I don't see. And the Photoshop nose bit, I'm not so 100 on. I'm not so 100 on that. I just think the person who's in this image doesn't have a great big nose poking out the front of their face. The thing that is most concerning to me is the faces appear to have, like, dark marks on the sides. Like they've been punched or hit or, like, some big shadow. And I always saw Nicola's face in the images as being quite roundy cheeks and not quite harsh and closed. I mean, she could even be wearing a mask, the amount of darkness is on that face. Whether that was a technique, you know, to pop her in a mask so people didn't... Do you know what I mean? That face just looks very dark. Can we look at liquor on the sledge? I don't know what that is. I don't know what the sledge is, to be honest. Charlotte said, from one vegan to another, I love your channel and couldn't agree with you anymore. Thanks. Thanks. This is, I'm really grateful for these. Like, you know, I solicit coffees, buy me a coffee on the coffee.com. Sorry, it's on massive. I solicit coffees, you know, I do. I want you to tip in. I'm really grateful. It's like holding out my hat at the end of a, you know, if you walk down the street, someone's busking and think they're doing a good job, you might throw them a few quid. That's all I ask for. I'm not here saying you should give me £50 and £100, but we're going to start doing memberships and we're going to have tiers, and that's going to go into allowing us to go out, like I said, building up a kitty so that we can go out with the cameras, film events and stuff like that. there will be slightly higher tiers than £3 on that. But I'm so grateful that people feel to, you know, the world is tough at the moment. There is economic uncertainty. People are struggling. Like, I'm one of you. I'm a normal person. I'm not living in some mansion. I had to pay, well, I didn't have to. I helped my mom to pay her fuel bills. She still hasn't, I swear, right, you know, it's one of these family things. I've given her the card and I've said, that's your bank account now. There's some money in that. Take it all out and use it for your bills when you need to. And I don't, you know, being as she's my mom, I don't think she's swift to do that. I bet the money's still there, but like, you know, I'm trying to do my best in hard times, and I know how hard it is. So for someone to, you know, dip into their pocket and drop me a tenner, like, it might, to some people, it might just be a couple of drinks in a pub. You know, it might just be a little bit, you know. So it's not like you're ruining your own life by sharing it with me. Thank you. I'm so grateful. You know, I don't want people to take out a loan so they can support my channel. That's not the idea. But, you know, giving that little bit extra like that, I just see it as being really like going extra. So I'm really grateful. Thank you. You know, thank you. Today, what I've shown you through my investigation is, now that I've calmed down as well, today what I hope to have shown you is that I don't trust some of these true crimers. I'm not big on them. I haven't watched loads of them. There are some that I think are really good, like True Crime Rocket Science. There are some that I'm not so... Let's close that. Now we don't need that. We don't need Marsh Farm anymore, do we? I'm going to show you that link in a minute. This is the Grizzly True Crime version of the CCTV. That's Grizzly True Crime. I don't know why people are that interested. I mean, I'm not trying to poo-poo what everyone else likes or anything, but I'm not... for me, it's not... It didn't vibe with me. We looked into Marsh Farm Hall a little bit. We saw Emma's own home movie of her sports day.
Okay, go on.
And she came across badly in that, in her own home movie of the sports day. It made me reevaluate what I think of Emma, because I've seen Emma in that little coat by the river, and I've thought of her as a little,
It's raining again.
almost
I couldn't be happier.
petite lady.
And then whoosh!
But I've rethought the way I feel about Emma now. I see her as much more physical. I've analysed the two CCTVs. From all that we can get from this, I've said that we can't get much because Grizzly True Crime has adapted this image and messed with it. So you can't trust them and their upload here, because they've literally told you that they photoshopped it, and then that the reason you should use this evidence to construct your opinion is because you can't trust the other stuff that might have been photoshopped, but you can trust me and my photoshopping. So I don't know where you get off saying that. Sorry, there's people, you're getting front door mirror, passenger side, it's sticking out. Front door mirror, passenger side. Okay, I'll have a look at that in a second. I think that's what I've said. We've said that the CCTV is unreliable because it's been doctored, and we don't like this jump in the middle. Some people believe it to be two images spliced together, like Mind Juice suggested. Some people are saying that they think that's an edit. Some people are saying that Grizzly True Crime said she edited it and that's her fault. I'm saying I don't know. I can't... Like, if I was called into court as an expert... Like, I'm an editor. I'm not an expert, but I'm an editor, yeah? I edit. And you called me into court and told me I had to stake my life on it. I'd say, no thanks, can't stake my life on that. Don't really know. There are some things that look well off, but there are some things that could be artifacts. It could be lighting. It could be, you know, that boot looks different. The coat looks different. Like, there are things that look well off. The whole frame moves. But there are things that are also consistent as well. So, actually what's really weird is when I do that, this blur moves with the jump. So again, okay, I can prove this now. I can prove this thing. Actually, in court, I could stake my life on this now, right? I'll get your tippies in just a second. What's important to note here, I should probably open up an editing software and show you it's on a different computer.
Be happier.
It's a bit frustrating. My editing software I do on a Mac, but let me show you this. I'll do the tippies and I'll show you this. I mean, it's just too much for me now. My brain's going to break, so I'm going to have to stop for a minute. Somebody bought me a coffee who consistently does. Somebody does consistently buy me coffees, and I don't know who they are, but I'm really grateful. Thank you. And Angela Smith, great channel. Thanks. I appreciate your thanks and thoughts, so thank you. We'll get to finishing the episode strong as well, because I want to make sure we open up another speak pipe in just a minute. What's important here now, right, is you see this white car and you see this blurring out. When I go between the two frames, the blurring moves. It stays where it is, and the white car moves behind it. Do you understand that? It looks like the blurry bit moves, but it stays where it is. And the white, because my mouse, look, I'm taking my hand off the mouse. My mouse stays bang in the middle of it. Everything else moves around it. Yeah? So what's happened is you've got the footage on your computer. You've made a blurry block and you've put it on top of the car. And then when the video plays, in one frame, the video moves. So now your blurry block is in the same place, but the video has moved underneath it. The blurs have been changed on the edit. It's not suspect at all. It is suspect because the things have been changed in the edit. That's what makes it suspect. The fact is that whoever's blurred that, the raw footage they have received, whatever they are editing with, their raw footage is not raw footage. It's got that skip in it. Whoever sent you the video that you have then blurred, it's them that's put the skip in it. Because your blur has not skipped. Your blur has stayed in the same place. The whole video underneath it has skipped. Now if I hold my hand here and then I move, it's me that's moving, isn't it? This bit is my editing. That's the blur. I put that there and the video has moved underneath it. So whoever sent me the video has sent me a video with a frame jump. That I can prove. I suppose you could still move your frame. You could make it look like that by moving the blur as well. But I just don't think she's that sophisticated.
It's
actually,
raining again. I couldn't be happier.
Oh no, actually, maybe they have done that. Maybe they have done that. This is so hard for me to know, I suppose, because you could do both. You could do both. And the blur on the bin changes differently. The blur on the bin, look, if I put my mouse on the blur on the bin and then I move it, the blur on the bin changes differently. And obviously the blur above my head here changes differently. So you can move your blurs frame by frame. So maybe you've done that as well. Like why on earth would you ruin it for us? Why on earth would you do that? Somebody's done this editing. They've made sure it's inconsistent at least. I tell you what, the only thing you could say about this, the only thing you can say for certain is it's not admissible in court. My lawyer would rip this to pieces in court. If I was going to court and this was what you were prosecuting me with, my lawyer would rip you to pieces. They're blurring the bins because the bins have numbers on them to indicate which house you live at. So they've blurred the bins so that nobody knows which house they live at, which is fucking stupid, frankly. And in the still frames that we see here, they're blurred out differently. Someone's not blurred them out here. Someone's coloured them in with black paint to make them look, to scrub them out. So it's a different, there's a different person has done these freeze frames to has done the edit. Look at the timestamp in that frame. 27:01, 23, 8:26, 20. It's too much numbers for me. For me to get my brain around it. I'm coming to the point now where my brain is, you know, I'm not able to... see, I'm fucking up on my buttons there. It's annoying me. And again, would you stop doing it, YouTube? I'm getting to the point where my ability to analyse is impaired by... what I've been doing now. I'm nearly at 3 hours on the internet, so that's why. And maybe it's for someone else to take the baton from here, maybe. People are saying Paul's hair looks shorter. I found it very difficult to see. But yeah, I think I've made my point. I think I've made my points clearly. Let me see that we didn't get another tippy there that I missed. Coffee supporter bought me a coffee. Good work on the Nicola Bulley case. Thanks. Thanks. The thing that annoys me, Trish is saying this here in chat, if Grizzly wasn't in contact with Nicola's family to attain this tape, all these YouTubers would have no content. Well, I'll tell you where I got my content from, was Paul Ansell doing his interview. And you know what?
It's
Get to-
raining again. I couldn't be happier.
Get to fuck with that. I'll tell you for why. Look at my channel, right? Check this out. You go YouTube. I mean, I've made an independent movie about independent gamers in Sweden. I've been to Sweden and filmed a documentary film. I've been part of a documentary that went on Netflix about Eddie Strongman, the world's strongest man. Like, there are other things that I can talk about, for Christ's sake. You look at my channel and the stuff that I've been talking about over my time here. We do a podcast about psychology. I talk about everything from Madeleine McCann to Dark Side Phil. I've got homeschoolers who believe the earth is flat. I've got people who think giants were real in the past. I've got people who think space is fake. We've got someone who's going to tell me all about Bigfoot coming up tomorrow. E-Girl Simulator, Needy Streamer Overload. I'm a variety streamer, so I'm not short of content. I don't need to ride Nicola Bulley. Yeah, I'm one of the only people that doesn't. Yes, it's brought a lot of attention to my channel, and it has helped. Absolutely. But the reason they've come here is because Paul Ansell did an interview, and I have reacted to it with my body language analysis. I'm adding value. So I don't know about the other YouTubers. Maybe they wouldn't have anything to talk about. But me, I don't need this. I can move on from this. I will move on from this. And we're going to go from strength to strength. Everyone else, I don't know. I can't talk for everyone else. But it seems silly to accuse, like in my chat there, it felt like an accusation to me that I'm, you know, squeezing Nicola Bulley for content. But in actual fact, my audience has asked me repeatedly to do this episode, so I decided to go with what they asked me to do and do it. I'd have content for days without Nicola Bulley. I had content for days without Nicola Bulley, so don't worry about me. You know, I've got quite a smart head in me old brain here that's got lots of ideas in it, if I do say myself, blowing me on trumpet, but you know, I'm quite capable of coming up with my own ideas, thanks. And then if Grizzly wasn't in contact with her family to attain this tape, all the YouTubers would have no content today. Maybe you're not, actually Tris, maybe I'm being unfair, maybe you're not dissing me here, maybe you're dissing the other YouTubers, but I felt, because I was doing it, I felt like attacked, so maybe I'm being, you see, I need to be careful of this. I don't want to get eggy on YouTube and be mean about things. If I feel defensive, I should clock myself being, hang on, I'm being defensive here, calm down. Like, you know, Trish might be right. But I know that I've got lots of other stuff, right? And also, how do you know that she's been in contact? Like, why are you saying that Grizzly True Crime has been in contact with Nicola's family? Like, she didn't say that. She didn't say that. She said one of Paul Ansell's friends, male friends. That's not a family. That's not Nicola's family. Paul Ansell's male friends are not Nicola's family. Nicola's family is her dad and her mum and her sister. Paul's the bloke that was shagging her. He wasn't even married to her. He's not even her family. Let's get it right. Let's have it right. Thank you, Mother Bear, for the $9.99. And do you know what? You're right in chat as well. I don't need to pick on someone who's like done. Out of all these wonderful comments that's going on in chat, out of all your love and support, I picked on one negative. Like, this is the way we are as humans. Little thing we all need to pull our socks up on. Not just me, but you know, not you, but all of us suffer from this. You see, like the fly in the ointment, don't you? You know, you hear the out of tune guitar in the band. You pick on the things that are negative. It's kind of how we're red flagging this. It's kind of the way our analytic minds work. And maybe because I'm tired and because I've done 3 hours, I've picked out a negative comment and I've gone on it. Maybe I don't need to do that. Maybe it's silly. So I'll take that on the chin. That was my fault. I was wrong to focus on the negative there. So I'm sorry about that. I have to keep on myself about this because I know that I'm tired here. I know that I'm doing it. So I know I was on a right rant about these chuffers earlier. Keith Mandela Towler bought me a coffee. We're loving your channel. Paul Nemela definitely did a murder. I still say he's the love child of Peter Sutcliffe and Princess Fiona. Don't know what to say about that, frankly. Don't know what to say about that, frankly. Let's get Peter Sutcliffe up. Let's get him up. The old Peter Sutcliffe. There he is. He was a little chuffing wrong'un as well, wasn't he? Is that him now, all grown up? All fat on the... living in prison and all fat. Looks like he has a boat. Doing all those murders. I mean, still, it was only hookers, wasn't it? So it's not like he was murdering real people. I'm joking. I'm joking about awful things. Sorry. He's dead. Good. Fuck him. In the bin with him. Don't even have to have a proper funeral for that chuffer. Like Jimmy Savile, let's do him a nice headstone, then grind it down into gravel. Well, you'd be fucked off, wouldn't you? If you had your drive gravelled, right? Wouldn't you be fucked off if you had your drive gravelled? Just recently I had it done, I haven't, but just recently we had it done. We spent 300 quid, we had the drive gravelled. And you're out there and you're looking at it and you think, what's that done? You pick up a little stone on your drive. You got your whole drive gravelled. You reach down, you pick up a little, this looks a bit like, what is that? What is that? And it's like a little J. Just like half a J. And you're like, oh, what's this? Archaeology here now, me. I might find a fossil or something. Someone's carved something like that. Someone looks like you start picking out these little stones. You start like bringing them into the kitchen and people in your family are thinking you've gone out because you're arranging stones. Don't mess them. They're my stones. That one's got the letter J on it. Like after about 2 weeks of this, finding little things on the drive and picking up little. I think that it's a bit of marble. That fits with this. You eventually start to piece together Jimmy Savile's headstone, and you realise that your drive is made out of the headstone of a disgraced pedo. You got a haunted drive. You'd be well angry. You'd be ringing them up, wouldn't you? You'd be ringing them up. Can you come back and pick up this gravel? I want fresh gravel that's not associated with paedophilia, thank you. Come and get rid of this pedo gravel. Get it off my drive. It's got to have gone somewhere. People aren't cheap, are they? Sorry, people are cheap, aren't they? And, the people that were tasked with grinding that headstone up down to gravel, they might have thought, well, it's good gravel that. You can make a bit of money out of that. Or what they might have done, if I was them, I might have said, yeah, we'll grind it up to gravel, and then I'd just take the top surface off, then split it down into 3 and sell it as separate headstones. You never know. Someone else could be out there, R.I.P. mom and all that, and then underneath, you don't know. Just they'd shaved off the Jimmy Savile bit, and you've got a pedo headstone. Got it cheap though. It's cheap, if anything, because it's on the got these going cheap. They're reclaimed marble. Are they? Yeah. Well, don't ask what they were reclaimed from. Some giant pedo had headstone. Look, anyway, what am I doing? I keep saying the word pedo. It's going to get me binned off the damn internet. This is why I'm so dependent on tippies, because without tippies, like my monetization goes to shit every time because I keep saying these words. In the other episode, I said that I did it today, didn't I? I said that the MI5 are too busy trying to they're too busy. I didn't say this, but I'll say it now and ruin the episode. MI5. They think they're doing psyops on us, yeah? But they're too busy trying to murder people like Jeffrey Epstein for Prince Andrew to worry about Nicola Bulley. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. It's fucked up the episode now. Chuffers, you're the best. We all have a moment. Hope you get some rest tonight. Yeah, I'm going to do another stream tonight, actually. I'm going to get off in a minute, and then I'm going to be on Twitch in a little bit, looking at some cards, but it's going to be very relaxing. My Twitch friends like Genshin Impact. We play the game together, and I've bought some Genshin Impact cards that we're going to look at. So it's going to have a nice relaxing one this evening, and I'm looking forward to it. I haven't even opened the packets. It's all art. That's all it is. Looking at pictures on cards, enjoying art. So that's going to happen on Twitch. I will throw you a few links. I'll throw you them now. This is what I wanted you to watch when I'm gone. In what order? Indie Game Development Paradise. This is my film that I made. I made it. It might not be up your street, but if you're into indie games, there it is in chat. Copy and paste this. Open a window with that in it. That's a film I actually made. To get it on the internet, I had to play it on the editing computer and just screen record it, so it gets a bit choppy sometimes. It's not the full HD, but it's my draft version. Hopefully we'll get it eventually released in a proper format. That's that. This is my B-side channel, Battery Exhausted, where I did the rant that we'd started the episode to talk about. So these are my lives over here on Battery Exhausted. This is Nicola Bulley, a review of the crime channels. It's very much what I said today. Very much, but with a bit more anger and venom. So if you want to see that, I'll give you the link to Battery Exhausted in the chat. There. That's the link to Battery Exhausted. You can navigate around that. It's on the lives. on Battery Exhausted. It's on the lives, and that's my B-side channel. So sometimes I turn up there every now and then to do a random stream when I'm not feeling like a mainstream vibe, but there's things I want to say, and it's also fun stuff like messing about and
It's raining again. I couldn't
you know,
be
fun
happier.
stuff. So it goes on there. Paul Ansel is now supporting me. Paul Ansel is now sending me money. Does this compromise me, actually? Does this compromise me? Because now I'm being paid by Paul Ansel, aren't I? So maybe I should take that money and throw it out the window. Okay, Clever Clogs, enough about me. Here's one for you. Here's a chicken. You eat this or we'll kill another chicken. What am I going to do? It's not... This is like... Okay, the answer to this is simple. It's not on me. That's on you. You're killing the chickens. Like, what are you going to do? Like, don't kill the chicken? Like, I can eat it. It's fine. I'll tell you what, I can eat the dead chicken. I've had a moth before. I was at a party. It wasn't a party. Mates were around. We were smoking, and like there was a moth on the wall. And my friend was scared of it. And I wasn't scared of it. They were just like, "Oh, a moth." So I grabbed it and I ate it. I'm a one, right? This is before I was vegan. I'm a one. I just thought, fuck it. You know, I've seen Bear Grylls eat things. I just ate the moth, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're scared of it. I ate it." You know. Anyway, I can eat anything. I can eat my shoes. So just because you can eat it doesn't mean you should eat it. When my nan died, I didn't eat her. Didn't consider it a waste that we didn't get to eat her. Just let her die, buried her, cremated, you know, all that. So I don't have to worry about it. I can eat chicken if I go to McDonald's now and I can have a Big Mac. It won't change the world. It won't, okay, in a way it adds to the economy of shame. I'm paying into that. But I'm not going to be sick. I'm vegan. I have choice for animal welfare. Those burgers are already, burgered. It's not, in the big picture, it matters. In a small day-to-day, if I make a mistake, let's say you give me a cup of tea and you put milk in it. I haven't killed a cow, it doesn't matter. I can drink the tea, fuck it. But, on a big picture thing, I'm not buying any milk consistently. So that makes a difference, do you know what I mean? So the moral quandary there is quite simple for me. If you force me to eat the chicken, I'll eat it, and I'll save that other chicken from death. But it's you that's killing it, so it's all on you, really. Like when their souls are chasing after the person that's murdered them and ate them, it'll be you, not me. So I'm okay with that, but it does kind of cover this other aspect of there's this imagine there's a train going towards a bunch of people on the train track, and you can pull the lever and you can change the train, but then it'll go towards this other person and it'll kill them. Do you save the more people and kill one person? Of course you do. You're saving more people, aren't you? Yeah, but now you're pulling the lever. Now you're the murderer. Before, you just saw the train that it was going to hit people. It's not your fault. Now you're complicit in the action. Now you're murdering that one person to save the others. Are you going to murder people to save others, or are you going to let the world be the world? I can't go out in the woods and save all the foxes, and some people do try to from the hunters, but you know what I mean? I can't save every mouse. I'm not Mother Nature. I'm just an animal in the system, like a gorilla who mainly eats fruit, and I can do my best to help everyone. That's all I can do. I can't win the world, can't save it for everyone, but I can do my best in my little way. So, and sometimes my best ain't good enough, and sometimes I fuck up. And you know, as a vegan, I'm not the sort of I'm the sort of person that it was cooked on the same grill as the sausages. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. I'll still eat it. Fuck it. Don't throw it in the bin or whatever. I'll just eat it. I'm not picky and pedantic. I make some mistakes sometimes, and even now and then I'll have I'll admit this on the internet. I'll have a chocolate bar or a bag of crisps, and I'll look at it and go, it contains milk, or it contains. And I think, fuck it, I've just ate that now. If there's no vegan options, I might have a Mars bar, but what I'm not going to do is go and order a steak. There are limits. Do you know what I mean? So vegan is a process as well. Overnight, you don't say, I'm going to be vegan now, so everything goes in the bin. All my food goes in the bin. I'm not going to eat any of it. I'm now vegan. It's a process. You can take your time. You can just change the milk, and then you can try the burgers, and then you start having the vegan nuggets, and before you know it, most of your stuff is vegan, and then you just got these other little things that you didn't. Then you can change them. You know, little things. So it's a step in a process. So if someone's along the way, part of the process, I'm not going to say, you should be militant. I used to be militant, but these days I'm more forgiving, because we're humans and we're just only human. We can just do our best. Burger. SSTV DDD. Burger. Nice to see you. Burger. But no, yeah. It's going to be big this week for Phil, isn't it? It's going to be big. Oh, I did want to cover this for one person in chat, actually. One person asked me this, and if they're watching now, I hope they see this. Philip Burnell, DSP Gaming. If you want to find out about it, then the best place to start is down the rabbit hole. Phil DSP, if I put that. Probably the best place to start is down the rabbit hole. There's a video there by Frederick Knudsen. So you can find out about Darkside Phil through a little internet documentary thing, and then it'll then from there you'll start getting these other things suggested to you, and from there you'll start seeing like DSP Bingo come up, which is what I'm going to be watching in a minute now, and from there I'm already late. I'm already missing it. You see, from there you go down this massive rabbit hole, and you end up like. I won't even. It's just this streamer, and he's an arse, and he's a nasty, toxic person, and he's a racist, and he's a homophobe, and he's all the bad things, but he tries to hide them, and he's always begging for money. And then he spends the money on a mobile game, which seems egregious because like he just pours it into this like it's such a weird story, Darkside Phil, a story of greed, selfishness, childishness. A man who believes the world owes him a living, a kind of role model for how not to behave. Yeah, interesting stuff. I hope we're done today. I think we're done today, haven't we? I think we're done today. What do you think in chat? Are you all happy? You're talking about vegan food there. Talking about sausages on your work meeting. Is it healthy being vegan? I find it to be so. But I'm smoke, so you know you don't want to take health tips off me, do you? I just fucking smoke. I'm not out here preaching that I'm like, you know, something special. I just choose not to eat animals so they can live. That's all. You do what you want to do. Like, I used to make vegan videos on Battery Exhausted. We'll watch one now to finish the episode, actually. It seems like a good palate cleanser. Unless you've got anything else in chat that I've missed on that on this whole thing. I think I've covered my points here, haven't I? I'm going to make sure to put those links to these other videos in the description below as well. After the event of today, but I've covered these points, haven't I? I think if there's anything else I haven't, make sure it goes in the list on the chat. We'll try and bring it up again. I bow to public opinion at times, but I'm also happy to bring you what I think is interesting and what have you. I'll tell you something though. I used to make these vegan videos, right? And the reason I used to make them was to try and convince people to be vegan. I thought that was a good idea, and then I sort of realised that you don't convince people by like telling them what to do. So I gave up on it in a way. It's just like I said, this video channel was a scrapbook channel, doing vegan grunge vlogs, doing making pizza. There is one of them, talking about stuff. It was just a background channel that I had. So even did music on it. Look, even did music. Play your song and then a vegan video, and then we'll move on. Don't argue in chat as well about it. Like, it's nice that you've got different opinions. You can say what you think, you know. You say what you think, but don't let it get out of hand. At the moment, like, no one is arguing badly here. Everything's fine. But don't ever... I encourage people to discuss things and discuss them, but I don't encourage people to get an eggy on and argue, because it won't help. No one's going to listen to your arguing and say, oh, do you know what? I don't believe what I believe anymore. I believe you instead. Like, that's not how we work. So people have to learn through their own experience. You can sort of guide them to ideas and highlight things and maybe explain things a bit, but then you have to leave it. And then you have to just let them get on with it. We really don't want to be trying to, like, as vegans in general, we've had our aggressive animal rights moment, and now it's becoming a more transcendent, human, social, ecological. There's all these different reasons. Everyone's got their different ideas. We don't want to spoil it at this moment by coming across like a load of dicks. So let's just let things settle into the ideas space a bit more. It's me in my kitchen.
See to me, but you don't see the way the dreams are made. I've made of my mistakes, I hate your company. You always seem awake, but really you're asleep. I mean nothing to me. I am my own girlfriend. forget about a best friend. The worst of me, I wouldn't hesitate. If you were in my place, I wouldn't make you wait. You take me higher, you're like a dragnet. They shine a light on you to see your cigarette. Yeah, my own girlfriend. So forget about a best friend. Yeah, my own girlfriend. So forget about a best friend. Never see the end until it's in your face, and then it's way too late to make a mess again. The battle line's drawn, the banner's in the dawn, the final drum roll, and now it's time to go. You may consider the breaking of the day, but by the evening we need to make it safe. So draw a ring around and call your hometown. It's gonna be about, it's gonna be around. Yeah, my own girlfriend. So forget about a best friend. Yeah, my own girlfriend. So forget about a best friend.
I will say for all you nutters out there is a lot of imagery in this that I deliberately put over to make it all like, you know, there's all like little edited bits, little animated bits that I did. So don't get like funny about seeing an image of a star or a thing. I deliberately put all weird stuff in there to make it like weird look. So it's not like some dodgy subversive thing. It's just art, just fun. I should have finished on a song instead of. I wanted to say I'd play a vegan video and then did the. I should have done the song I should have done them in the other order, shouldn't I? Should have done the vegan video first and then the song. But let's have a little watch of. I want to find like a video that there's such a random scrapbook. So I think what we might start doing actually might be fun is to look over my old bits and pieces from the past at the end of episodes as like a palate cleanser. It might be fun, and it helps you to encourage you to look at the rest of my stuff. So this is vegan shopping, and then we'll do one more song, and that'll be the end. Okay, vegan shopping. This is something I made. Hi, you're with Scott. It's vegan time. It's midnight. Hello, Scott. Always midnight. And I'd like to talk to you tonight a little bit about vegan shopping. When you become vegan, that's going to become a catchphrase on this channel, I reckon. When you become vegan, it can be increasingly difficult to source the food that you want to eat. On the surface, it's great that mainstream supermarkets are now stocking more vegan food. On the surface, it's also great that big companies are now producing vegan product lines. But hear me out. I'm a chuffer. Veganism is a process, and when you first make the transition, I think personally, it's a progression. You might give up meat, flesh. I don't like saying meat because that's a word that's used to sanitize the eating of flesh, but you give up flesh. Shut up, Scott. See what I mean? Like telling people what to do. It's like what I just said earlier, it's a process. I've already described that bit. Let's get on to the good bit. I don't like my old videos, you know. I can understand why I didn't blow up on YouTube necessarily, being like a condescending arsehole. I mean, I'm not an arsehole, but do you know what I mean? Like, you try different things, you try your voice, you learn your voice, and I think some of my older stuff I can come across maybe not as I come across now. I think that's okay. I think it's okay. Like, this was done 7 years ago, so I think I found my voice a bit better. But let's have a look at the good bits. and you've got alternatives. When I was in Rome last year, my friend Sayaka took me to iVegan, a small vegan soup. And this is what I'm talking about getting back up to with our channel. I've got cameras. I went to Rome and I filmed this. So, like, it's not just this. I can do all sorts. I can do, you know, give me a subject. I'm a decent documentarian. I can shoot good images. I can edit them well, and I can create the narratives and do the stories. So this is about Rome. So this is a little visit to Rome for you all now. What tip would you give that chuffer? I wouldn't give that chuffer a tip, you see. Me personally, I don't like my old stuff. Everyone, you remember like this, right? Okay, check this. You know, if you were a kid and Charlie Wong says I've missed important videos. Okay, I will have a look in just a minute. Go on, I'll do it now. Go on then. Well done, Charlie. Advertising your own work here. What's happened? Still laughing. Advertising your own work here, but it's fine. But it's fine.
Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day. Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day. Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day. Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
Okay, you've had about 10 views from me there. That's Charlie Wong on YouTube. I didn't know that was going to happen. What have I forgot? I've even forgotten what I was saying now. Oh yeah, we're going to Rome. We're going to Rome. We're going to Rome. Listen, I will make these appeals stronger as we get close to the time. We're going to do the first one off the money we're getting in anyway. You know, we're doing all right at the moment with the tippies and stuff. It's coming in. It's going to pay for us to do this first episode of Super Chuffer on tour. Yeah, I'm going to go somewhere. We're going to video it. We're going to do some interviews. We're going to do a podcast from an Airbnb. You know, this is me going to Rome. This is an example of what you can expect. But this is 7 years ago. I think I'm better now anyway. But yeah, this is what I did 7 years ago. A little vegan video. Let's go for it. When I was in Rome last year, my friend Sayaka took me to iVegan, a small vegan supermarket stocked exclusively with vegan products. We had to take the metro train across town to get there, but it was worth it to buy from iVegan. Sayaka knows the owner, and he's a friendly, ethical vegan, and he was happy to take the time to talk to us. But I fucked up the interview. I didn't get a very good sound recording of it, and he's Italian, so I don't know what he's saying. So instead of playing his interview in this, I just, you know, showed him. But it's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Because, you know, you make mistakes on shoots sometimes. Thank God this was just my own YouTube channel and not for a professional job. The owner, and he's a friendly, ethical vegan, and he was happy to take the time to talk to us. We need more shops like this. In the same way as we substituted soya for milk, it then becomes a task of substituting a smaller vegan supplier with an easier, more convenient big supermarket. Yeah. I'll reiterate, it's a process. It's a process, and as part of the process, we need to support the vegan businesses and not just buy all our stuff from the supermarket. That's the point in the video, but that's a condescending attitude, isn't it, Scott, you bastard? So, there's that. The further down you go, right, the further back you go in time, the more of a cock I am. Probably. Like, I'll tell you what as well, with the ASMR stuff that I did, the more I was a sort of, like, because I like art, yeah, and at some point you can go up your own bum, and you can be like a, what's the word for it? You know when someone's all into art and they're up their own bum about it? Silver Moon Warrior, you're not going to get blocked, everyone's going to be fine. What have you said? Would I like the wizard to subscribe to my channel now? Yeah, oh yeah, I did call for subscribers, did I? Today. If you're watching this, what are you doing not being subscribed? It's free. Like, it's free, so you might as well bang that in there. You might as well bang that in there. Get it in. Free. Pretentious, that's the word, Tester Tulips. Yeah, pretentious. I can come across pretentious. Like this one, I made a video, right? So get this. On my ASMR channel, what was happening. I'm just going to quickly talk to you about two things then. And I'll talk to you about this. I'll show you me being a cock, and then we will watch another song, and then we're done, okay? On my ASMR channel, so again, if I go to where you're watching now, and I'm not promoting this massively, but you go to the channel, You go to the channels. There, these are all the other channels. I'd like to get the cuts and the art subscriber numbers up. You know, subscribe to all these. You might as well. It's just a button. You just press it, look, subscribe. And then it helps when I get those monetized, I can start doing edits. I can pay for an editor. So that's going to be great. But yeah, on my ASMR channel here, what was happening was I was early doors in this world of strange little videos about whispering and helping people to sleep and stuff, right? This is like, how many years ago now is this? 8 years ago, yeah? 8 years ago. And there was a lot of conversation about views. I did this video that got 400,000 views on it. It's like now, it was at 200,000 when I last looked or whatever. It's at 400,000 now. My first video has got 50,000 views on it. So like, I dropped a video of me whispering in the toilet. I'm in the downstairs toilet, whispering the scuss sound. I dropped that video, and it like, because ASMR was this thing, like this underground thing. People like that one, it got views. This one where I talked about sex got a lot of views. Like, conversations about views happened, yeah? We just say that, conversations about views. And like, some of my videos get a lot of views and some don't. And I've always been the way that, okay, this Crystal Palace of Illuminated Colours, a guided meditation, got 100,000 views. Doesn't mean my next video is going to be the same, and my next video is not going to be the same. I'm a pretentious art twat, so I'm going to make videos the way I want to make them, to my pretentious art standards. And I'm going to do videos like that get very few views sometimes, but I'm going to keep doing them because they're the way I like my videos, yeah? Pretentious art twat. So I used to do that a bit, and I made a video even called Pretentious Art Twat. I don't think it's up here now. I think I took it down. You know, where I said about me being an art twat. But, you know, that was just the thing I did anyway. So as part of that, right, as part of this, I made a video called 500 Views, and it's not there. What do you mean it's not there? Why is it not there? Because when it hit 500 views, I deleted it. It wasn't a bad video. It was a nice little ASMR video. But when it hit 500 views, I deleted it. Why did I delete it? Because what it was like, this was before lives, right? We've got lives now. But what it was like, and this is before premieres, but it was like 500 people turned up to watch that video, and they got to watch it. Only they got to watch it. I deleted it. It's like they got something special. Like, imagine I do this live, and then at the end of it, I turn it off and it disappears and no one ever sees it. Secret live. Members only. You know, it was a special video for 500 people, and then I deleted it. So for it to exist, and for anyone to know that that's a piece of art, that was art that I did. The bit where I deleted it was the art. No one else knows, apart from the 500 people who watched it. Yeah, like the care left burning £1 million. Damien's got it bang right in chat. That's exactly the vibe I was looking for. Everyone was going on about views. How do you get many views on YouTube? Who's got, like, he's done a video and he's got loads of views on it, and like, I'm angry about it for some reason, or happy or whatever. Like, this whole community was talking about different people in the community and their views, and it was all about views. And it's like, no, it's not. It's all about ASMR and lovely sounds. And like, my point was that I made a special, and it was only special because I restricted the number of views. So I'm going against the YouTube algorithm there, but for the people who watched it, it was even more special. So that's my art piece. I'm an art twat. So I had to put this video here to prove it existed.
Too law-abiding and too docile for too long, but I think that period is about over.
Hi. And I interviewed myself.
Hi, you're with Scott.
I said I was an artist.
It's ASMR time.
I am an artist. I've done an art piece where I put a load of books in a gallery, and I covered them all in white paper, and then people could write on them whatever they wanted to write. You know, you can go up to the bookcase and you can write what you want to write and move them around. Interactive art piece called How Do You Organise Your Thoughts, or Can You Organise Your Thoughts? I've done some art, but I'm not like some famous artist. I considered myself back then to be, you know, seriously thinking about art, yeah? And so I did some videos where I consider them to be a bit pretentious, even now. But I haven't deleted them all. Just some of them are there. So there was me doing this is me doing another pretentious one. Do you want to see another pretentious one?
Hi, it's Scott. It's midnight. It's always midnight. I'm just having a cup of tea. I'm onion bhaji. And I was uploading a video to YouTube. And on that video, I wanted to annotate. Annotations, if you don't know what they are, they're those little annoying things.
We don't have annotations anymore.
Things that come up on the screen. And you click and it takes you to somewhere else. I was trying to annotate the video to link to a charity. Actually, it was mind.org, but, you know, poppy appeal, charities. You understand the concept of charity. And when I tried to do that, I came across a problem. I put the link in, and YouTube said I couldn't do that. It wasn't a video, so I must have got it wrong. I checked on the menu, and there wasn't an option for charity. It seems that YouTube want you to annotate your videos to bring in more clicks, to sell more things, to bring in more clicks, to build your audience, to bring in more clicks for the adverts. But YouTube are not happy with you annotating so that you can link to a charity.
So obviously, like, I'm a bit of a cock here, aren't I? Like, I've actually made a video to be angry at YouTube for not allowing me to link. I get the point, virtue signaling bastard. I get the point what I'm making, but like, I should have written that as an email to YouTube and not made a video about it. I don't think it makes me look good. Maybe I should delete it. You want Castillo Charm? Do you want? I've got a different one for you. I've got another rap. Do you want a different rap? We'll finish on a rap. I'll play you a rap and then we're wrapped up, yeah? Play you a rap and then we're wrapped up. How about that? Which one should we go for? Let's just go for this nice laid back one. This is how we'll finish it.
All your fears are baseless like glass bottoms. Smash racist faces with glass bottles. Heckles up, tits out like Brexit. I can't believe they don't get it. Sweet like they sweet and then we can have on that back. Cut the caramelody until their teeth turn black. Cause I'm sugar for my honey bee don't sting. Could have the candy floss philosophy be what me bring? Because I'm sweet like they shanks, like they chocolate dark. Never mind every fool Scotty dog don't bark. Sticky toppy budgie man, that's only for a treat. Sweet but the one that's sweet, but the one that's sweet, but the one that's sweet. Sweet but the one that's sweet, but the one that's sweet, but the one that's sugar. Hang tight TNT because he's higher like a Buddha. Give me the gunslinger, they call him stand and deliver. I'm a cowboy and my muck is a revolver. 6 chambers loaded with lyrics. Pull the hammer back and then I fire it in the inner cities. Well, I'm a killer, they can't catch Jack the Ripper. Man, I'm only an MC, but I sound so sinister. Bumpy and H silver like a Rizzler. You bump reggae on your stereo, a sizzler. You think you're better, but you wreck it, the kid in ya. I'm a Don DJ Sterling, I'm gonna slay ya. I play you out like as if your name was Sega. Made it all the way from Omega back up to Alpha. So take your counter, move it up the ladder, then fuck it off the board because I'm bored of this caper. Some people say life's all about chasing paper. Get a printer, I'm like ink, I'm artistic creator. I'm not a follower, I'm born a leader like Simba, hear me roar. Paper has a way of disappearing into vapor. Pop a smoke and then it's gone, see you later. Well, I'm devoted to the greater good. Social cohesion blew up your neighbourhood like a poster or a stencil. When they let the kid fight, they see the kid who get mental. The size of the fight inside the dog is incredible. And he's coming for the top dog spot, so better get the treats out and get the seats off the King Scott. Beheading all the haters like Joffrey. I'm sweet like the sweet, sticky dark like toffee. So don't test me, meet me in the alley. Make sure you bring the money, my recipe's vegan. So no honey, no hurry, but get it done quick. The officers arrive, they can ride my dick till they're sick. I'm a soothsayer, so I can see the future. They all feed off my body like vultures. Call me roots and culture in the media. They come follow when they don't get near. So faceless, like your fear. We talked about the glass bottoms when we started here. Now we're pulling the flow and coming back again. You listen in your car and not just at the weekend. So turn this up, which message that I send like Snapchats. I don't Snapchat, I lace tracks and all of that. It's better than the like button. Got my sights set on all the rotten cuts of mutton dressed up as bad man. Just bring out one bad man who can draw. Told you before, I'll come back with more. Now I'm back with the force of 10 tigers. It's time to line up your lighters. I'm future tech like a lightsaber. I'm here to save ya, so take my hand. We got to make it to the promised land like Musa. I found the answer, so come together. I'm future tech like a lightsaber. I'm here to save ya, so take my hand. We got to make it to the promised land like Marley. So start the party, get rowdy. When you found me, I was waiting in the alley. I've been holding hourgrams, now I've too many to carry. Your bag, man, like Whitey, so don't try me. You're not ready for these heebie-jeebies, please. Let's spit some bars that are strictly social, like Ronnie Size, straight upon a level. I was dancing with the devil till the day he broke my back. Have you ever worn the mask, and how long will it last? The devil comes with his whispers, but you don't see the devil. The man comes with the knife, but you don't see the metal. The life passes by, but you don't feel the change. Is it true? You think you should be coming of age? It's strange, the place stays the same while you're away. I rage against the dying of the day again, and I'm a dead. Am I sick in my heart or am I hurting my head? I need some good advice, I need to get to bed. Instead, time lost coaching when I could be working. Time lost working when I wanna coach. I bought myself a digital watch and a stopwatch. I used to watch clocks waiting for the beat to drop. Now I'm back with the force of 10 tigers. I told ya it's time to line up your lighters. Future tech like a lightsaber. I'm here to save ya, so take my hand. I'm future tech like a lightsaber. I'm here to save ya, so take my hand. We got to make it to the promised land like Musa. I found the answer, so come together. I'm future tech like a lightsaber. I'm here to save ya, so take my hand. We got to make it to the promised land like Marley. So start the party, get rowdy. I don't think you're in order. I don't think you're in order of your size. I don't think you're in order. I don't think you're in order of your size.
Top billing, chilling. Thanks. Someone paid me $5.50 Canadian to look at this chuffing thing again, so I'm now obliged. That was a nice end to the show, but I'm now obliged to look at this wing mirror to see if Paul's in the car for you, chuffer. Hang on, full screen, you can't see it better there. What you asked for is, please look at the passenger side mirror. Why can we see that if Paul is in the back seat? This is the passenger side of the white car. The passenger side would be on this side of this car. Oh, I see. There. You're talking about there. Okay, let me just big it. That's really big, if anything. Too big, probably. It's not what they say. It's not what they all say. Is that what they all say? You know what I mean. Talking about Paul in the back seat here, not a winky. This. You're talking about this. What's this? Is that what you're saying, yeah? I think that's what you're saying, isn't it? I don't know what that could be. Something on the wall behind. It could be something on the window. It could be the wing mirror. It looks a bit like a wing mirror. It's a weird one. Again, like many of the other things that we've looked at today, because it's only like 7 by 10 pixels wide, zoom in. Computer zoom in. Like Tom Cruise on that film where he's doing it in the air. Computer zoom in. It's about as big as I can get it, look. Because it's pixels, it just turns to nothing. The more you zoom it in, the more it turns to nothing. It's definitely a weird one, that is. Is it a reflection on the door window of the wing mirror? Possibly. No, it wouldn't be that big, would it? I'm not... And again, I tell you, the other thing I don't know about this is I don't know enough about cars maybe to say what I could possibly... What I could possibly... you know, I'd have to go out and mess about with the car and open the door a bit and stand around it to feel the feeling of what that looks like properly. You know, I'm not in tune maybe with wing mirrors and on different models of car to know what I should be looking at maybe, but good spot. Thanks for the money. Mainly thanks for the money. We've had a good one today, haven't we? How long have we gone now? 3:28. 3:28. We've had a good one. You're the chuffers. You're the chuffragettes. I'm the main chuffer. We've got more coming this week. We've got, hopefully, tomorrow we're doing this interview with an American. I don't want to call her a conspiracy theorist or anything. She's got different ideas about what lives in the woods and what lives underground in the caves and stuff, and like maybe even aliens. So we're going to pick her brains about her thoughts. Going to see a bit of a ranging, like, rambling conversation, I hope for. Like, just going over it. And me, quite often I'll be saying, really? Is that, I don't know about that. Where'd you get that from? Not in a sort of like, oh, look, I want to prove you wrong, but in a sort of like, is it? You know, just taking her for what she says. She's done all the reading. She likes all the stuff. You know, when the reason it's come up is because we did the Ouija board stuff, didn't we? And then we did the tarot cards, and she was like, it's somebody that I know and think, it's Indrid Cole, if anyone's a detractor and knows who she is, it's Indrid. I think she's quite a nice person, like someone that I respect, and so she was like, oh, I know about this stuff and you're maybe misrepresenting some of it because you don't know about it. And like, she didn't say that, but that was the vibe I got, and I was like, okay, I'll let you represent it instead. That's probably better. So, you know what I'm like, I'm going to be open-minded to that. We're going to have a nice conversation. We're not going to be trying to debunk and bully. What we're going to try and do is just to learn and explore, and then like, we'll let it settle, and then if I need to debunk any aspects, I'll maybe bring her back and say, well, what do you think about this though? And then she'll probably say, I've looked into that and I don't agree with that, and we come to a disagreement. That's not a good place. I don't know. So, but yeah, that's what's coming up tomorrow, is learning about the occult and the crypto beasts and stuff like that. That's coming up tomorrow. It counts as like the occult world, I think. She's into that stuff as well, I think, the Ouija boards. So learning about that tomorrow, and then tonight I'm going to be back on Twitch in a bit, just playing with these cards, just looking at the art and just saying how much I like the art. It's going to be a brain soother, and that flows into, we're probably on Thursday, Darkside Phil is doing his big, for anyone that knows, Darkside Phil is doing a big interview. It's possible because America and American time and England, it might be on in the daytime for the Americans, but here we're like, me and Steve are just sitting around in our underpants, so we might do a restream. If King Jad does a stream, I might defer to King Jad and then we might review it afterwards. But we're talking about doing a restream, me and Steve, on Thursday, so we're going to look into that. That might be on the B-side. Big strong week of content this week. Lots of cool stuff happening. And on Sunday, I didn't get this in. I should have done this bigger at the start maybe. But on Sunday I was thinking of doing the opening up the speak pipe. I think what I want to do is I want to do a Sunday service. What I notice is that a lot of people I watch a podcast on a Sunday regularly. So I'm always on the internet on Sunday watching that podcast. That being said, I notice a lot of other people that I see in the audience are here on a Sunday. So maybe we do a Sunday service. Maybe we open up just any voice messages, whatever you want. We run it for a bit on a Sunday. We might start doing that. I don't want to be every week. I like my weekends, you know, but I do notice that a lot of you are on the internet on a Sunday. So maybe we should be here as well. So at the moment it says no discussion. I have been getting some random messages even though it says no discussion. I'll put this in the chat for those that are here. I'll put it all up in the description below. I'll put it all up on the Twitter. I'll put it all up on the, the community page on YouTube. I'll get it out there. We might do a Sunday service, so look out for that. We'll decide in the next couple of days. And you can have all your voices come on again, and we can listen to what you say, and I'll just react to that, whatever you feel like. If you're coming in late now, you're coming into the end of the stream. It's been on for 3.5 hours, and I'm not going to continue, so sorry. And a lot of people are missing this bit because we had a bit of a peak of viewership when I was actually doing the show, but since I stopped and started just messing about towards the end and playing my song, it's dropped off a bit. So only the hardcore are now invited to the to the Sunday party. But yeah, it's been good. You've been good. Mainly you've been good. Mainly you've been good. And that's the main thing, really, because if you can't be good, then you're naughty.